Time's up. Admiral.
Here it comes.
Fade in.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
Well, we're talking about people who have serious sexual orientation and gender identity problems. And I'm not talking, and when I say sexual orientation, I don't mean, a dude who likes a dude and a chick who likes a chick. We're talking about people who think that they're non-binary and they don't know how to play with their holes and shit like that.
Jesus Christ. Look, I got no problem with the idea of punching me in the face with nostalgia penis. I get that. I understand this.
But we don't want Revan touched. No.
Agreed.
You don't want anything good touched.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because Disney Star Wars is a bad touch.
It is a bad touch.
Touches you in the bad place.
It's a bad touch.
Show me on the doll where Disney Star Wars touched you.
I need a bigger doll.
Oh, God.
There's no doll left. I'm surprised Jurassic Park didn't eat more out of Lilo's pie.
Fuck. You know what? There is a single reason why I wouldn't want to become a merman. I wouldn't have my penis anymore.
Yeah, you're here to bang women.
Oh my God, you're not going to let me tell the story of cutting my penis off?
They're not making another Quiet Place, are they?
It's
Apparently
the fourth one because there was a prequel too.
Oh, well,
I saw all those movies and I hate them all.
Really? Even the first one?
Yes, especially the first one. First one makes me sick to my penis. I hate that freaking movie.
I dangled for too long there. That wasn't fun.
But I'm so apathetic to Star Wars that this episode could have featured Yoda riding on a dildo being wielded by R2-D2, and I would have the same reaction.
I'm still jerking off in front of my console. No, Warner Brothers is doomed. They can't take care of themselves. They're a limbless infant on the street begging, help me, please, but no one's going to do it because it's a Goblin Baby. So no one wants it. Point is, anybody that picks up that Goblin Baby, it's a diseased baby, and it's going to poison your entire company too because you're also dumb and stupid and you don't know what you're doing. Now, if you were smart, you could put cybernetics on it, create a little monster, run around here, then we have a lot of fun. But they're not that smart to make it even a cybernetic Goblin Baby that could cause destruction. That'd be fun. But here we are.
I love this metaphor.
Here we are.
Cybernetic.
We have nothing
that's
but
what Apple was describing. Drew was describing with Apple. That's cybernetic, baby.
Cybernetic Goblin Baby.
You know the people playing Grand Theft Auto. If there's just going to be a random pride parade that pops up in the city, you know what assholes like me are going to do? I'm going to find the biggest fucking truck that I have, a 4x4, and fucking run through that fucking pride parade and fucking kill everybody. In a video game, YouTube. In a video game.
You are what your daddy is. You are what your daddy is. People don't want to hear
Rachel
it.
Zegler.
Yeah, Polish. Come on.
Yeah.
You are what your daddy is. It is what it is. Like, oh, I'm a Latina. No, your daddy is whiter than white. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You are what your daddy is. That's the line of succession. I don't make the rules. I don't create genetics. I don't create science. That's how the penis works. Okay? That's just how it works.
Please, sir, can I have some darkies?
Impressive. Most impressive.
let that define it, because there was other stuff that defined all these franchises we love before the likes of Disney or Kurtzman or any other one took them over and, you know, fucked them in the ear. So in the ear, that it hurts. It would hurt.
It doesn't just hurt.
Oh my God.
It would kill you.
God, heaven. Not the ear.
I thought you said Star Wars isn't dead.
Well,
and you don't like that.
No,
that metaphor makes it true.
No, Disney Star Wars. Don't let them. I mean, that's what you do to Disney Star Wars.
That's what we're doing to Disney Star Wars now. When did this be about us?
I meant the metaphorical we, the royal we, the world.
No, we.
The wee in somebody's ear. Like, what are we doing?
Oh boy.
Game over, man. It's game over.
And I remember I'm lying there and I'm crying hell because I feel it right here and it's got its like pincer jaws and I'm holding it like this, trying to fight it. And I'm going, help me. And my team doesn't hear me. And then someone else actually woke me up because I was actually going, help me. And I woke up and my hands were like this with the pincers trying to get in there. And that was it.
Okay, Adam. I have one question only.
Yes.
Do you have 1987 grade crack at your home?
In those
I'd work
special
with
stores.
Haley Atwell every day.
But
with 2 hands. With 2 hands even.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
And these tool bags wouldn't know quality if it walked up and motorboated them. Because, you're going to motorboat quality.
Wait, what?
Quality boobs. You want to motorboat quality boobs.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
And no, I am not last minuting putting. That was weird. That was weird. I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
it's all good.
I think what happened was I was trying to click on Dre to come in, and I clicked on you while I was moving it, and I was looking at this screen. I was looking at that screen, and I wasn't really looking what I was doing.
Dre and I do look very similar, so it's understandable.
No
Twins.
boomerang. I listen. No, this has nothing to do with boomerang. I was very last minute to setting up the show, so I'm basically trying to do that during the intro. Also, I had to go pee, so I was trying to get everything done right here, and things happen, and I'm not proud of myself at all. Anyway, hi, welcome everybody to the round table where we're special. We do the best we can. And of course, happy Easter, everybody. If you are celebrating this holiday today, if it is part of your faith, happy Easter. I hope you have a safe, calm, and fulfilling day. We got a good show today, I think. A lot to talk about. Even in a week where nothing happened, some couple things did happen, and we are going to drill down on them. And we got a carryover from last week. But of course, first, Jed, you're still wearing your Hail Mary hat.
I am. This is going to be in the rotation for hats now. I have a stack of baseball hats right here that I cycle through. And of course, this one is going to be in the rotation. This isn't actually official merch. My wife made this for me.
Oh, cool.
There's an actual patch coming in because you had to get everything separately, right? The patch isn't coming in till sometime next week. So this patch is actually printed off, like a piece of paper printed off. She did a great job making it look real good. But yes, it's going to be in the rotation. I got to see Project Hail Mary again for the 4th time this week. And there's already another one scheduled later on in the month for a 5th viewing. We'll see how many it is while it's in theaters. It's doing great in theater. So I'm going to do my part. I'm doing my part. But happy Artemis week to everyone. Happy Easter to everyone. It's been a great week. I'm excited to talk about what we have, but I do have to make a confession, Adam. There is one topic that you and I talked about briefly covering today that we can't anymore.
Oh,
because
why?
I got hoodwinked.
Did you get April Fool's?
Creed.
Did you get April Fool's?
The post was on March 31st, so I thought I was all right. I double checked. Like, all right, that's March 31st. Right. That's not April 1st. We're okay. This is real. And then I checked the comments today while I was pulling it up, and the poster said, by the way, April Fools, I'm in Europe. So, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced has not been canceled. I thought it was. So that's egg on my face.
Hey, listen, that's just going to cost Ubisoft more money, especially if, the great big daddy government says, hey, Tencent, take it in the ear. So just to bring that back. Anyway, yeah. Listen, that game's going to be a disaster. Nobody asked for it. It's one of those instances where nobody asked for a Black Flag remake. It's not a remaster. That's a remake. If they're taking out content, that's a remake. Nobody asked for that.
They're going to give it RPG style combat. They're removing the present day storyline entirely. At least these are the reports. These aren't anything Ubisoft is directly on, but
that'd be dumb. To turn a Black Flag into one of the RPG Assassin's Creed series entries would be a mistake because it's so good as a
and
classic
they're using the
Assassin's Creed
modern
game.
parkour. That's the big one that people hate. Is the modern parkour, because the old Assassin's Creed games, they had this style, this art form to smoothly moving around. It was a dance as much as anything to travel from one place to another. The new ones, as much as I love Odyssey, which has it, it's just hold A and point forward. There's no finesse to it anymore. Gonna suck.
It does. But you know what? Whatever. Fuck you, Ubisoft. Hi, Dre. You have a better week this week?
No. But happy Memorial, Passover, people celebrate Easter, Christians, whatever it is. I hope everybody's enjoying their time off and all that other great stuff. Daredevil had 2 episodes this week.
Was it an ugly 3-way with you in the 2
It's
episodes?
a very ugly 3-way. I was in the middle.
The best thing Marvel's ever made. Doesn't sound like you feel like that.
It's not good, man. The second episode is literally just tell a true shame devil. It's an ice episode, and it's really, really,
and there it is.
Really annoying.
They said they were going to do that,
and
there you go.
Like it's so. It doesn't even fit in the character of what's going on with the AVTF. It just didn't even make any sense. They literally just went into a convenience store and started pulling out Mexicans.
Because you're gonna find the Mexicans in a convenience store. That's where the brown people are. That's where the Indians are.
Vigilante squad.
That's what I thought.
Random Mexicans.
They're going to Mexican establishments.
Gets them.
And then,
doesn't he have connections with like the cartels, at least from the Netflix show?
It's just so ridiculous. So we follow this little Mexican woman and her daughter, and they go into the convenience store, and these other Mexicans are about to rob this other Mexican. So the Mexican that runs the store took out a shotgun and is like, "Hey, Mexicans, get out of here!" Then an AVTF officer comes out of nowhere and then claims that the Mexican that's defending his store is engaging in vigilantism. Then drags the dude that owns the store out. Then the Mexican woman that was innocent took her out and separated her from her daughter. I'm just like, come on. I mean,
not subtle.
What are we do? I mean, what are we doing? This has got nothing to do with superheroing or tracking down vigilantes. Just you found some Mexicans and drug them out. I'm like, come on, man. Just stop.
You know what this is? This speaks exactly to a video I was gonna make this week, but I decided there was no algorithm for it, so I put it on the back burner, like many other videos like that. Essentially saying that this is why Andrew Breitbart was correct in what he said, that politics is downstream from culture, and we'll say that pop culture now. And the reason that Hollywood is melting down constantly, their shields melting down, is because that messaging that you just talked about, that indoctrinated messaging, that propaganda, it's not hitting anymore. It's not reaching the masses because people said no more.
Not only that, but the plot points of the show are so all over the place. We're 3 episodes in of a 9-episode series. Nothing has happened. Per usual. We're a third of the way through. Nothing has happened. The whole thing of trying to stop Kingpin by exposing that he's laundering weapons is stupid. And now, like in the 3rd episode, there was a cool scene. I'll give them credit there. Once again, cinematography is doing a very good job. Everyone's doing their job well except the creative team. Like they do a very cool fight scene with Daredevil and Swordsman taking on the AVTF and releasing all these hostages and prisoners, which the majority of them are just Mexican people. Of course. Not vigilantes of any sort. The only vigilantes that was in there was Swordsman. And all the 100 people was just Mexicans. In a warehouse somewhere that no one knows where it is because he put on a black bag. You never see your family.
Oh,
again.
they black bag them too?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
It's
just wait for Alligator Alcatraz. That's got to be in here somewhere.
It's just a ridiculous ordeal. Now, the scene was shot really cool, but it really ultimately didn't mean anything because Fisk then sunk the ship that was in the first episode. which he's gonna pin on Daredevil for killing the ship people. I'm just like, bro, you have the Mexicans. You've saved the Mexicans. They're going to testify that they were kidnapped and drug off into God knows where by the AVTF. You don't need anything else. This used to be a court drama that made sense. You have, and then the kangaroo court that's going on for the vigilantes is absolutely asinine. It's insane. I sat there, mouth agape. And I'm like, yo, this used to be a very smart show.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, yeah, he's guilty. How? Where's your evidence? And then it has the line, you don't need evidence. I'm like, I can't. And Jack Duquesne is some type of Spaniard. And so, you know, Mexican adjacent. And I just like, yo, bro, I can't with you people. I'm like, bro, stop. Just give me superheroing. And then it's bad. It's a bad show, and it's so unfortunate because it's so well acted. Mm-hmm. It's so well acted, but it's just a horrible show. It's bad. It's insulting to the talent. It's insulting to the talented people that were involved in this. The actors, God bless them for what they were given. They are trying to make gold out of this turd. I gotta give them credit, but it's a turd all the same. It's unfortunate. It's a really unfortunate.
There's a belief running now. I had a conversation this week that people are starting to think that they are going to stick Daredevil into Brand New Day.
I can see that happening.
That he's maybe the mystery figure missing when Spider-Man is coming at that hand launching.
And fighting the hand.
They think that he's the.
I mean, if the hand's in it, Daredevil makes sense to be involved.
Yeah.
But that's still a problem. It's still too many people in a Spider-Man movie.
Way too many people.
Yeah.
Daredevil or Black Cat, Kraven, and whoever this villain thing is. He need to trim it up, man. Yeah. How many people are in Brand New Day do we know about?
Okay,
we got Jean, Avengers level.
We got Jean Grey, who's in there. We got Punisher. We got Ruffalo Hulk, and then we've got. I think there's one more in there. I don't know. And I think
all people that don't make sense to be in a Spider-Man movie.
Two of them don't.
Stories. Yeah, how many stories do Hulk and Spider-Man have? Just the two of them. Spider-Man and Punisher. I haven't heard of any, but obviously you guys.
No, there's Punisher comics with Spider-Man because they are street level both on New York, so that makes sense. Just they don't cross paths often. It's not like Spider-Man and Daredevil who will team up to take on Kingpin type of stuff and Mafia because they both work the streets in New York, just in different boroughs. But Punisher, yes, it's believable, but not often. But Spider-Man rarely gets involved with the X-Men unless he has to, because the X-Men just are always a ton of trouble. And Spider-Man is a part-time Avenger. He's on the roster. He's not.
Yeah, so he interacts with Hulk, yes.
Yeah, he can interact with Hulk, but this is Ruffalo Hulk. It's not even a normal Hulk. I'm useless Hulk. Anyways, once again, there's more connective tissue to this show and Brand New Day possibly out there. Either way,
I'm going to have to agree because like we said before, they already buried the lead. We already know that the black Mexican lady is going to end up becoming mayor. We know that's happening. So now, pretty much, I'm watching the show to see when does it happen because you buried the lead already. So I'm like, I know Kingpin loses, and for basically what I'm seeing, he's going to lose in some asinine way that doesn't make any sense because there's absolutely no build up to anything. It's just going to be some weirdo nonsense that comes out of nowhere and be like, we got him. Like
people keep saying they want D'Onofrio Kingpin to interact with Tom Holland Spider-Man. Yeah, we would love a good Spider-Man Kingpin thing, but here's the problem. Vincent D'Onofrio isn't comic level Kingpin with mega strength where he can fight Spider-Man. He's got enough strength to be a stronger than average man, as we've seen in this series, but not on the level where
they focus on the intellectual aspect of Kingpin with Vincent D'Onofrio.
I mean, we've seen him squeeze ahead. We've seen him squeeze the head and do stuff, but we're talking comic book accurate Kingpin. He could take a punch with Spider-Man and give Spider-Man a punch.
Yeah,
because he's a freak of nature. Wilson Fisk is a massive man. They haven't set that up, so I don't want to even see Vincent D'Onofrio across from Tom Holland Spider-Man because you're not going to get what you want. You're not. So you're not going to get him say, "Hey, Willie, what you doing?" That kind of shit. You're not going to get that because there's no relationship yet, even at all. Brand new day. We're not going to go off on that one. With that, I just wanted to connect the tissue, and you'll keep updating us because this show's going to go until almost the movie's out, right? Unless they're doing these double episode drops for the rest of the way. Are they?
I think they're doing singles from now on. I think this is only double.
It's another 8 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to end like in
so
like
6 weeks or
something.
So another 6 weeks.
Yeah, no, 6
so
weeks,
it'll get it pretty close to Brand New Day. And so I guess they're going to count this as the marketing part of the marketing strategy too. I guess. I don't know. Anyway. All right. Hi, Dragon Lady.
I'm doing all right. I was actually going to ask before, what do you think was going to happen when you tried to punch a legendary horse on Crimson Desert? What did you think was going to happen?
I thought I'd weaken it. I thought I'd weaken it so it wouldn't buck so hard. In this game, it's a logical
video game rules.
Yeah, this is we're talking about trying to weaken a beast because it's a mini game where it bucks and you have to position the analog stick to counterbalance what it's doing. But as opposed to regular horses, the legendary horse bucks rapidly and changes direction quickly, so I cannot match the analog stick to where it needs to be. So I thought if I beat it up a little bit, because horses take damage, you can heal them in this game, that I would beat it up and I would weaken it and it wouldn't buck so hard and I'd be able
Did that work?
No, it did not. I killed it several times. No, it died several times with repeated arrow shots. But I reloaded my game and it was fine. But there are so that my based upon the game, and Jake can confirm this was a logical process of thinking for this.
It's video game logic, yeah. It's not reality logic, but there are games where something like that would absolutely make sense. Yeah. But I'm just envisioning Adam getting out his belts and getting out his grievances on all the little wildlife around. Going around beating up bunnies.
Listen, if I need materials, no piece of wildlife is safe in that game. I'll murder them in a second. I don't need to anymore because honestly, if I just go back to my farm and have them butcher a chicken or a pig or a goat, I'll get way more materials than just killing a single one and skinning it in the wild. So it's a lot easier to do that way because the farm works. I got cows and pigs and chickens and goats. Those no geese.
And he whips them all.
I don't whip anything. It's a straight up knife to the throat murder.
Oh my god!
Yeah, well, I don't do it. I make one of my grandmain brothers do it. I don't know how to do it myself. But no, I don't think I'm missing in my farm are sheep and geese because I haven't found a place to buy them yet, and I'd have to steal them, and I'm not going to steal sheep, and then I'd have to run all the way back to camp with it, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that'll take a while.
Well, not a while.
That's why I haven't done the goat quest. Well, okay. There's one that I have to collect 5 goats.
No. Oh no, this one's easy. This is easy. There's actually goats pretty near the camp if you go a little south. You just have to find the right spot on the cliffs. So it's really not that far. And you just put some of the horse, you carry it on your shoulder and you ride it back to camp. That's what I ended up doing with the goat. And then once you have, I rustled up 1 male mountain goat and 2 female mountain goats, and then they made babies and I killed their babies when they were full grown.
It's a brutal game, Dre. Crimson
That's
Desert.
Mida. That's Mida.
Yeah. Listen, things got to happen. Anyway, let's get started. Howdy to the chat. We're happy to have you all with us here. And no, we will not be going down Crimson Desert rabbit holes again this week.
We were nearly late because we were, but
yeah, because I was late, and then we started talking, and I was sharing some adventure that I had last night when I was sticking around watching Dermy play. Hail to the mods, good Sir Algrim, good Sir Ruben, and I don't see the clanker. The clanker's not here, so I guess the battery finally died. Hail to Dash. Hail to Son Hazas and Josh. Yes, I did get your email. I replied with a little happy laughing face when I saw it. So I did reply. It just, what could I say? I laughed. So I made a little happy emote. That was my reaction. He sent me pictures of a goblin baby.
Okay. Someone made you happy? You
smiled?
I
laughed because it was.
You laughed?
I will.
I
will end this stream right now, and I will go eat a lunch I didn't get to eat, and I will play Crimson Desert and be happy that way. All right, I don't need this shit. I can play a game and get abused there and at least be having fun. All right. Okay. And hail to everybody else watching, not chatting. We're happy to have you here on this Easter Sunday. Okay. We got a busy one today. I got a couple warm-ups. Just get it started. But when we're done with the warm-ups, we've got box office. Lots of box office. Mario rules the world. And Project Hail Mary, we'll see if it's on track to meet its profit goals. After that, Supergirl trailer dropped this week. We will not watch it unofficially because I did get hit when I looked at it, but I did get paid to do it, so it was all right. But we will go through it. We'll have some commentary on what we see. And then from that, we will face the fact that Millie Alcock's an idiot. And she essentially created her own backlash because she's dumb. It's that simple. People have backlash Supergirl, but nobody was talking about the thing was talking about until she willed it into existence. So we're going to comment on that. And then everybody claiming, look, she was right because she did it herself. And then we will get to the topic that we had to punt to this week because there's an additional. Sometimes I wonder if there's a reason we sometimes do not get to a topic because then an additional piece of information drops. It makes it even more interesting. We will now ask the question, is Fortnite in trouble? And more so, is Epic Games in trouble? Because the sharks are circling, or one shark with mouse ears is particularly circling the Epic Games stockholders and buying and the selling and all that kind of. They're circling. So we'll get to that. But before that, let's get the warm-up. I have two warm-ups. First is this one, the one that's a little closer to my heart in terms of something I can honestly say I have better knowledge of, not just osmosis or casual knowledge. We talk plenty of times about all these streaming companies who are grabbing the things we like and making the television adaptations we so dread. One in particular we have watched go through several stages, and just when you thought they might understand, if we're going to make a Mass Effect TV show, let's not make it about Shepard's story. It'll be an original in-world story in that period of time, which we got the news of that a few months ago. Yeah, great. You're not going to tell a Shepard story. That was smart. Well, then we get this. Mass Effect Prime Video series Amazon TV boss reportedly requested rewrites to make it more appealing to non-gamers.
Oh, boy.
The Ankler reports that Peter Friedlander, who stepped in as head of Global TV, Amazon MGM Studios in October, has set about reading scripts so he can make firm decisions on Prime Video's many in-development projects. One of these is Mass Effect, which, based on a report, still sounds like it could go either way. No, this just took a hard turn into I'm probably going to be angry about this. Friedlander has apparently requested rewrites to make Mass Effect, which Ankler described as a pricey genre drama, more appealing to non-gamers. It is said to be on the verge of a series order. And that's all we need to know. Because we know what they mean, non-gamers. It means to people who have never heard of it before. Which means you're going to, my opinion, as I translate this, we're going to drift away from that which makes it Mass Effect to make it more broad-based, more easily
they're going to make it
accessible.
mainstream palatable by making it resemble popular things like Star Wars. It's going to get a little bit more Star Wars, maybe a little bit more Star Trek, things that are recognizably popular. New Trek, yeah, recognizably popular to a normie audience. Like you said, I was very happy when they said, we're not going to do Shepard's story. That story is complete. That's a great story. We can't do it better than, I mean, they didn't say it like that, but that's the good reasoning for it.
We're not that dumb.
We're just going to use the sandbox because the sandbox of Mass Effect is an incredible one. As much as Andromeda has issues, I agree with the decision to separate it from the galaxy, from the Milky Way galaxy, to get away from whichever ending of Mass Effect 3, but still play in that sandbox. That was a good decision. And the show should be doing the same things. But this is such a bad decision that it overrides that little positive thing. One tiny positive thing is dwarfed by this, because I want to make a comparison here.
Yeah.
What is the most successful TV or film television adaptation of a video game? What is like the franchise? What is the most successful one?
Team video game adaptation. Right now, I would have to say in terms of profit, Mario.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the Mario movies. There's no other video game adaptation that comes even close to the worldwide success of Mario. And no matter what your thoughts are on the script, I'm not interested in the second one because of its lack of story. But whatever it is, whatever your thoughts on it, it's successful because it is appealing to Mario gamers. The nostalgia factor is through the roof in these games. It looks right. It feels right. Maybe not sound right with some of the voices, but there's so much attention to detail, to the Easter eggs and everything like that. It's the games. They kept the style of the games intact. And that's one of the reasons why it's a billion-dollar franchise at this point. So instead of listening to the most successful video game adaptation that we currently have available, they're going to follow the trends of all the other failures. This is the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
We have countless poor video game adaptations are like, let's try to get non-game fans in there. Let's actually make fun of the game fans. Let's get people who have no connection to the source material and make it their own. We can count dozens, I think, failed adaptations that go along that mindset. But can we even count 5 that do the Mario
can count
way?
2 right now. Mario and Sonic.
Sonic is another excellent one.
Those are the same ones I was
another-
thinking about. Yeah.
And they have that in common is they are clearly fans of the source material and doing a great job at showing fans of that source material what they want to see. And it's appealing to new fans as well, because those games are of such quality that they have these diehard fans for decades and decades. So if you keep that same type of story, that same type of visual media, it's going to appeal to new people because it's clearly of enough value. And then it translates to more people playing the old games and whatnot. It snowballs the franchise. These franchises had value before for a reason. You shouldn't change it just to try to be new or get a different audience. That audience exists for a reason. Try to find out why that reason is and carry it over, not come up with a new reason.
I agree completely. I mean, you think about it like this. Dre, there's a reason gamers like, as you put recently, the nostalgia penis, because it reminds us of what's awesome. We want that.
Exactly.
We want that right there, because this is why we're here. And when you please the hardcore fans, like Jed just described, they become your rock solid base. They become your biggest cheerleaders. And then they essentially, for lack of a better term, they indoctrinate the normies into it. Because to Bill, to Jed's point, and I'm going to ask you this, these things work because they created their fan base in the first place. Mass Effect is successful because people like Mass Effect. When you take away that which makes it Mass Effect to make it more palatable to people who have never seen it before, it's going to lose its appeal.
Yeah, let's look at Halo.
Yeah,
I mean it's
perfect.
A prime example.
Perfect.
Like the reason why Halo even got a show green lit is because the Halo fans love what Halo represents. When you remove what Halo represents, you lose that fan base, and they're not going to be bringing their friends along with them. Nope. You're not going to attract a new fan base to established IPs. That's not how that works. Like the examples we give them with Super Mario. Like when the Super Mario movie came out, the first one, I definitely drug my tail in there to see it because it looked like exactly what I wanted it to be like. And by all accounts and purposes, it delivered on everything I expected it to deliver on. It delivered in spades, and everybody and their grandmama went to go see it. And then those that weren't familiar with Mario, whoever those individuals in the southern hemisphere of like Antarctica are, were then drugged to the film as well to go see. And that joint made gajillions of dollars. And I'm pretty sure the second one's going to make gajillions of dollars as well.
Oh, 1.5, easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Because you're giving the fan base what they want. The Sonic franchise. The Sonic franchise, you thought it was going to be a one and done. They got 3 movies and a TV show. Because
and the 4th one's coming.
Yeah, and the 4th one coming. Because they're giving the Sonic fans what they want. And then those Sonic fans who are all old are dragging their children to go see it. And their children are now becoming Sonic fans. And now they're playing the old games and blah, blah, blah. The virus is spreading. of those type of cool franchises because you're staying true to what made these franchises work in the first place. So if Mass Effect is about to pull a Halo, God bless you, child, because you're going to go down in flames.
And here's the thing. I was able to tangentially, with a surface level knowledge and basic knowledge of Halo, pick apart Halo, the TV series, and annihilate it. And after a certain point, you didn't even need to because they broke from the lore so bad. Jed, how many times have I expressed to you how much I've played Mass Effect? How many hours? Hundreds of hours.
God, you're probably close to 1,000 for the trilogy.
If you compare, if you add in my original PS3 trilogy play plus my Legendary Edition trilogy play, yes, I've probably got almost 1,000 hours in that. I mean, no, is it still installed here?
Yeah, I've almost got 200 hours in just the Legendary that I started playing last year for the first time.
Yeah.
There are games that you can get immersed in. That's why I call it the sandbox of Mass Effect is what you want from this universe. Every game is a little bit different. What's the guiding appeal to it? Like God of War.
Yeah.
God of War without Kratos, no one gives a shit about it.
None.
He's the central aspect of it. But Mass Effect, I think it's the sandbox because everyone's Shepard is different.
Their Shepard. It's your Shepard. And right now I'm looking at it, in Legendary Edition alone, I've got 571 hours.
Good Lord.
And I've got equally almost probably that much in my original PS3 trilogy I downloaded, but they didn't track your hours yet on the desktop. So yeah, so when they give me something like this, which I would have been perfectly happy with a show that just took place during, let's just say, Mass Effect 3 and the war against the Reapers. I would have been perfectly happy with that. Just hearing about them referring to the story Shepard adventures, like the points that you can't get around, that makes like the liberation of Tachanka and stuff like that. Tell me that stuff. Let me know that where I am in the timeline. I don't need to see it. I just hear it, or maybe have a glimpse of Shepard in full N7 armor with the helmet on, so you don't know what Shepard looks like. And even at a distance, you can't tell if it's male Shep or fem Shep. Leave that out there because either one is canon. Either one is fine. But leave it out there. Leave it out there and tell me a story of other events that were fighting against the Reapers, which is a legitimate story. Other N7 operatives, stuff like that. Special forces from the other world. So I'd be happy with that.
Can you imagine if it started with the Battle of Earth from the beginning of Mass Effect 3?
And you're a survivor. And you're a survivor that is there and then somehow gets off the planet and is delivering it. And so there's so much you can work with in that because while Shepard was the tip of the spear, there were a lot of other things going on during that to make sure that you could fight where everybody eventually gets back to Earth. So you had a chance to just tell a disconnected story set within, as you put, the sandbox, which would have pleased fans, would have been fun. I mean, listen, there are crew members of the Normandy who are not on the Normandy. You could have had cameos from other team members who maybe after their mission with Shepard during the storyline, they get to do something because they are not on the Normandy, which means they're you can use them.
Well, the big problem though with this sandbox that I do need to point out here is anything that takes place after Mass Effect 3 becomes a problem because of the different endings of the game.
Yes.
That's why Andromeda going to another galaxy was a great idea. Separate enough that you don't have to canonize an ending. I know you hate prequels, but I wouldn't mind a show that was about the Geth Wars.
Oh no, I'd be fine. Well, I'd be fine with a show that showed us the war against the Rachni. I'd be, or the First Contact War with Earth and other species. I'd be fine with all that stuff.
A First Contact show would be great, seeing how this universe was built up using different characters. You got a lot.
I'd be okay with because this is where prequels. This is where you go with the okay type of prequel because it's a historical event. And I want to see the historical event and maybe the famous historical characters that are mentioned in the lore that you read about. That's fine. That's okay. But as you said, that's why I don't want what they call Mass Effect 5. It's really Mass Effect 4 because Andromeda is Andromeda. It's not Mass Effect 4.
It's a spinoff.
I would be okay with. I'm saying I'm not okay. I don't want Mass Effect 4. I don't. At least not sets. If you're going to do it, you have to go someplace else with it. It has to be so distant. I mean, even then, I mean, the proper ending is destroy the Reapers and unfortunately kill Edie. That's the proper ending. But you can't take that away from people who maybe want everybody to glow green. You can't take that away. That horrible ending where everybody glows green for the merging. Ugh, it's terrible. I hate that one. Either way, this show had a chance. I am now highly skeptical if the head of Amazon Studios, Mr. Friedlander, if he's doing this, he has lost the narrative of what working. Any hope I had that with the change in leadership and at Prime Studios, you're showing me you're still just executives playing it being TV show producers and movie producers. You don't know what they're doing. Either way, if they this thing hasn't even been ordered, maybe 2028 we see this at this point. Maybe end of 2028, maybe. And if then, well, if it's shit, I'll let you know, because this is one thing I could definitely tell you if it rings true to the Mass Effect. All right, I got one more for you guys, though. One more warm-up. In the same vein, we're going to remain with Amazon because I guess they had a threshold of stupid they needed to reach this week.
Oh boy.
In terms of dumb television decisions. Jed, you and I, because we don't make the others suffer this one because we don't care enough. We suffer a little show called Rings of Power.
What's the Rings of Powers news?
We do a little show called Mordor Country.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you and I are both on the record that we think when it finally gets done, the season 3, they're going to pull the ejection cord on this and they're going to backdoor it. Maybe not. That's still under Bezos' magical halo. The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, reportedly remains on track for 5 seasons at Amazon as it becomes TV's first billion-dollar series. A new report
it's been the billion-dollar series for a while.
It keeps rising. We're over that price.
By the end of season 5, $2 billion is probably going to be the accurate number.
A new report from Leslie Goldberg at the Ankler, which I don't know this outlet, so I don't know if they are reliable. But IGN, if a Shield is pulling on it, has some credibility. We'll give that because they're trying to build off of it. Ankler shines a light on Amazon's vision for Prime Video, which is seemingly still in flux. In that report is word that Rings of Power, which is still awaiting a release date for season 3, will make it to season 5 as per Amazon's initial deal for the rights. This is despite the huge costs and the fact that nobody's watching it except those of us who are masochists. Costs associated with producing and marketing the expensive visual effects heavy fantasy show, which Ankler believes is TV's first billion-dollar series. Of course it is. Like you just said, it crossed that in the first 2 seasons. We're in interest zone now. It's building. It costs more based upon what they put out there. It seems Amazon boss Jeff Bezos is personally keen for it to continue. He takes a break from building his clock in the middle of nowhere. No matter the cost, this is still under Bezos' magic halo, as source told the Ankler. That's protected for its run. Amazon TV boss Peter Friedlander, here we go, Mr. Friedlander once more, is said to have visited the set and provided an assurance that creatives will get the chance to finish the story. Although there's a line in the report that it may be done in 4 seasons or 5. Season 3 is reportedly due to hit Prime Video later in 2026. We'll be there. However, it sounds like plans for a spinoff are dead, according to... There was a spinoff plan? Did I miss that?
Yeah, there were talks of several spinoffs, actually.
Really?
Nothing went, nothing was concrete. Nothing was even, hey, we're floating this idea specifically, but there were talks if this did well, they were going to make more. But it's pretty clear a show isn't doing well if they're dismissing spinoff plans this early on. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, so, Jed, this... listen, if I'm proven wrong, it's because I don't know the politics of Amazon executives.
Yeah, your predictions were entirely sound for a normal business making a business decision and trying to sneak out of a contract. They were reasonable assumptions. It sounds like the deciding factor will be an insane billionaire funding his pet project.
Who just wants it to happen no matter what, doesn't give a shit.
Which is beyond normal business requirements. So, that would be an extenuating circumstance that I wouldn't call you wrong for making your predictions.
Yeah, but in the end, how can this show keep going? It's such a disaster. Everybody with a brain hates it. Its stands are not Tolkien Lord of the Rings fans. They're idiots.
They never have any counters to our countless arguments about the logical inconsistencies, the problems with the characters, the writing, even taking out the lore, divorcing lore from it entirely. There are a million things wrong with this show, and they never say anything except "I see myself" or "it hits me in my feeties." That's all that they're.
Or you're just an angry sexist.
Yeah. They don't have an argument for why it's well written, for why they like it, for why it looks good. The best that they can do sometimes is, hey, the CGI is good. Well, sometimes.
Yeah. Or they ship their fake gay romances in it.
Oh, yeah. The shipping goes pretty hardcore.
It's disgusting. Now, reportedly, season 3, they'll be doing a time skip in a section of Middle-earth lore that spanned a few thousand years. But now they're first doing a time skip, but it doesn't make sense because they should have done that.
It's only going to be a couple years, though.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to be serious. It's going to be pathetic.
Because what we do know is Isildur and Elendil can't be dead for the end of it, for the Battle of the Last Alliance.
Yeah.
So it's at most skipping, I'd say 5-10 years, and that's at the absolute maximum when these events should be separated by 300-400 years.
Well, now essentially, this has to be the season where their fake Sauron crafts the One Ring. Just by the logic with which they're putting this show forward.
Unless they end season 3 with the 9.
But the 9s don't. The Rings of Man. I don't know.
Yeah, the Rings of Men are this season.
But he has to make
is
the
next
One Ring,
season, and then 5 is the Battle of the Last Alliance.
But he had to. I don't have. This is why
the One Ring was the last one. That was the final.
Yeah.
One.
So I guess it's going to be the Rings of Man.
Well, except for the 3, but the 3 came first.
But the 3 had to be. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean when it's all out of order.
Mm-hmm.
The Rings of Men and the Rings of the Dwarves came first, then the Rings of the Elves, then the One Ring. So now they've already done the Elven Rings out of order. They did the Dwarves, so I guess they have to do the Rings of Men. But it's all out of order. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said maybe they'll just do the One Ring this season because they know they're running out of time. Because they made this season thinking they're running out of time, but not knowing that Bezos is going to keep it alive because I guess it tickles his fancy.
JD Payne and Patrick McKay should be terrified about ever getting a job again. Apparently their jobs are safe for the next few years working on this, but after that, anyone who's running a real business
invest your money.
Hire them.
Invest your money. You're never going to get paid again to do anything unless you I guess are okay with doing basically sketchy things for other people, that kind of thing where they sell themselves. Anyway, Rings of Power. I would love nothing more than for end, but as long as just keep going, I'm going to milk the fuck out of this disaster. Guaranteed. All right, warm up over. Let's get to the actual news. This were the actual things that
an hour in.
Talk about an hour in. Well, we told a couple stories here and there. And listen, we're happy for this one. First, let's do the catch up. Let's see where Project Hail Mary stands today after what is it now? We go to box office
this
here.
Is the third weekend.
Third week. This is third week. There we go. $420 million worldwide. It's creeping up on that break even, if not there already, Jed.
Yep, the break even is probably conservatively say 500 million is probably the best number to go for, and it had only crossed 300 million last week. So I think it's in profit by next weekend, and then however long they keep it in theaters after that will just be pure profit. The current industry projections are ending around 700 million. But there's an important thing to note here for this weekend, this current weekend that's going on. We still don't have the final numbers, especially internationally. So it could still get up a little more, maybe to 425 or 430, not a whole lot more. But with this weekend, Mario came out. And yes, they don't have an exact audience crossover. This isn't a family film. I mean, it's appropriate for families, obviously.
But it's still holiday movies time.
Yeah, it's not a kid's movie. No, it lost 170 theaters this week and still racked in another 120.
So, and that's a good hold. Only a 43% drop after
Yeah,
that.
it's doing
holding.
excellent. It is
Not
doing
bad.
excellent. So
Yeah,
hopefully
so-
breaking even soon. I'm doing my part. I'm gonna go another couple more times while it's in theaters.
And I mean, and you look at the spread of this week, it's in single digits, but it's still reasonable. It has for what kind of movie it is at this point. And
once you
it's
see a weekday getting to 1 million, 1 something million per day,
then
you're looking at the final 2 weeks. As soon as it
Yeah.
hits that, that's usually about the final 2 weeks.
I think it's got another 3 weeks in it.
I think so too.
Of making decent money, which means
It doesn't have any other competition besides Mario, so that's good.
And Mario, as we'll go to now, Mario is a unique bit of competition here. Thank you, numbers, for not having a poster. This is massive. This is probably going to be one of the biggest openings of the year. 190
Easily.
domestic, 182 international. Although I thought the international would be a little bit higher, considering. I mean,
I don't know if we have full numbers from that.
We don't
Unfortunately, the
have.
numbers doesn't
Unfortunately,
report them.
we don't get. Numbers has not updated their box office to include international specifics anymore, so we don't know if it's out in Japan yet. I have to assume it's out in Japan. I have to assume it's out of there. But still, either way, this is insanely impressive. Now, this was a very smart launch week. They've had this thing out since Wednesday. So they gave it the full holiday, a full extra Easter weekend holiday spectacular, and people showed up. They showed up for $190 million. And Jed, for the most part, this movie's been very, very well received. Extremely well received.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about it, especially from Mario fans. The consensus is, however, that the story is thinner than the first film. So that kind of degrades any of my interest in the film. I'm happy that it's succeeding for the Mario fans. I'm not a diehard Mario fan, so it's not for me. But,
exactly.
You know, as long as it's satisfying them, I think this is a great thing. And I just actually looked it up. This is almost equal to the opening weekend of the first film. It also got 370 something million opening weekend. And that film made 1.2 billion in the end, I think. So this film is well on its way to make another $1 billion.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've heard a lot of good things out of this too. And now, like, I'm tempted to actually go see this movie now because Fox McCloud's in it.
Yes, and
I do love Fox McCloud.
In a couple more years, you'll be required to go see all these movies.
Oh yeah, without question. A couple more years, I will be. I will be
it's
forced.
It's going to happen
For
what do you think of
sure.
the casting for Fox, Stray?
Oh, I don't know who he was casted.
Oh, it's Glenn Powell.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty good one. He's he plays that kind of cocky fighter pilot type character.
And from what I hear, the tease of the Star Fox universe is brief but intense, and it makes people think they're gonna keep going and do a Star Fox movie.
Well,
As they should.
And Star Fox game is rumored to come out next year as well.
Yep.
The new one.
Yeah, and like if this whole film is pretty much an advert for all the new games they have coming out, it's gonna work. And Jed, I know about the thin story. I mean, the previous story was pretty thin too, but
pretty thin, yeah.
But for this franchise, you don't need it. In order to get the people to get their butts in seats, it just has to be authentic to the source material. And if it's authentic to the source material, this show's going to make bank. And
it has.
Really see.
It's
Yeah,
already in
really
profit.
see.
Budget
Already.
110 million. Its break even is 275. We'll say 300. It's already in profit.
Yeah, that's
It's already in
crazy
profit
work.
this weekend. Nintendo and Illumination are already making money on this.
There are a ton of Smash Brother references into it. So the rumors of a cinematic universe with Smash Brothers films as the Avengers film are completely reasonable. And they're so much cheaper to make than Marvel movies. It's a third of the price to make one of these cinematic movies. So it does take a few years. But
it takes a
I think
couple
we
years.
could legitimately see a universe being built around this.
And
the
look at-
Galaxy
I think
was the
that's what they're
door
going
to
to.
that.
Yeah, but
I just
look at,
can't wait for the Zelda one.
Well, I'm going to ask a
That's
question
what
about
I'm
that in a second.
interested in.
I'm going to ask a question about that in a second. But look at this right here. I think this makes 1.5 easy.
I have no argument against that.
I think it makes 1.5. I mean, first one topped out at 1.2. 1-3.
And this is
Probably
about
1-3.
the same opening weekend for it, though.
Yeah, but I think the good word, but I think the good word of mouth is going to push it because it's just more appealing to the kid. The kids are loving it. And I just think there's and Jed, we just said it. Where's the competition? Where's the competition for a kids movie right now? I think this gets enough reviewing. I think
Hoppers ain't competing with it.
Hoppers is done. This made more money than Hoppers on 2 days out, let alone this first 4 or 5 days. Please, Hoppers is dead. It's done. It's over. No money there. This is what success looks like. And back to our previous discussion about video game adaptations, all you need is all the lore Easter eggs in this movie, and everybody's happy. Grab a power up ability, show the characters, have some fight scenes, show the worlds, show the atmosphere, that stuff, and everybody's happy. The story, I mean, and I see, and I've talked to Jeremy about it. Jeremy says that there's a little more story than some people are claiming there is, but it's for the hardcores. It's for the hardcores, and the hardcores, or even the regulars, are happy. And you pleased your gamer audience. Your gamer audience that has children. And they're going to have to go see this again and again. And they want to go see it again and again. And people and the merch will sell. There will be millions of dollars made on merch because of this. Games are going to get purchased. Games are going to be put out. If it's true that they are planning a new Star Fox game, you now have people interested. I mean, Star Fox is not a giant moneymaker, but it does have an audience, and they will go buy it now that they're seeing that their IP is getting some respect.
This is introducing you to a new audience in a good way.
Yeah, and I am that audience.
Yeah,
I love Star Fox. I like Star Fox more than I like the Mario franchise. That's just me personally.
That's fair.
I love ship simulators. So when I was a kid, I loved Star Fox, and I think that's a franchise that's long overdue for some 21st century action. So take my money. I will buy me a Star Fox game. Take my money. I'm in. Get my man Falco up on his jump. Let's go. What are we waiting for? Let's not waste time.
GameCube era Smash Brothers Falco was as a kid, that was my go-to.
So
like Melee.
Really good franchise. I love it.
Either way, this is a good thing. But now I'm going to ask you guys a question. The success of the Mario animated movie right now with Spawn, and it will spawn the Smash Bros. Universe, all that kind of stuff. Do you think there is any connection to paving the way for goodwill for the Zelda live action movie with this?
No.
I'm
going to say no.
You think it's apples and oranges?
I believe doing a Nintendo game franchise and live action is a mistake.
I have said that myself in regards to this movie. I don't think it's
and good idea. I don't care how it's casted. I don't even care. The success that they're having with the Illumination animated universe that they're building, going live action is a terrible error. Because first of all, the kids aren't coming. Let's get that out the way. They're not showing up for that because it doesn't look like Mario. So the kids are not going to tell their moms and dads to drag them to the theater. It's just the way it is. Because if you give me a live action Zelda, guess what I would equate it to? If I'm not a fan or I don't know anything about it, is this a Game of Thrones thing?
And it may be a darker Zelda. It might not be one of the more lighthearted tellings.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like I would if I didn't know what Zelda was, and I just see like elves and like swords and elves and witches or whatever, I'm going to assume that this is part of Game of Thrones or part of whatever a mature audience stuff would be. So I think going animated is the right way. And if it were me and Illumination Studios are going to be in bed together for a long time. So I think the live action Zelda, this does not help it. I don't think this helps it at all, in my opinion.
It's not going to remind kids of it. I think what you're saying there is very important, Dre, is the kids need to be able to recognize it. The animation style is going to be consistent across this entire cinematic universe, in my opinion. So when there's a Kirby spinoff. Even if Kirby hasn't been in the Mario movies, people are going to look at that and say, hey, that's Kirby. That's the same animation style. And the kids are going to drive out to make their parents let them watch it. But with a live action Zelda, it's not the same studio. Doesn't look the same. It's live action. It's people who don't have a good track record. Like, well, what's that dude's name? It's not Assad. I can't remember what his name is. The guy making the Zelda movie. It's so divorced and has no foundation of goodwill that I see that movie coming out, being a fart in the wind, and then a couple years later, Illumination making their own Zelda animated film.
Because this is not connected.
Nope, completely separate.
Yeah, and we've talked about this. It looks like it's covered in recency bias because it has a very Breath of the Wild look to it and feel. From what we've seen,
Which it shouldn't. That's not where you start. If you're not starting with one of the original games, you start with Skyward Sword because that's the earliest in the timeline. Or you do your completely different one. That's the best thing with Zelda. I mean, just like we're talking about Mass
the reincarnation
Effect.
cycle makes it very easy to just say, "Oh, this is a Zelda story that was never made into a game." It's that simple. It's that simple.
But adults are gonna know that it's not connected to the Mario movies, so they're not interested. And the kids aren't gonna recognize it as being part of the Mario universe, so they're not going to want to go to it. So it's a two front. The people intelligent enough, old enough to tell the difference, not interested. The kids who can't tell.
All right, you gave me the answers that I was curious on, and I agree. I think that the success of the Mario Galaxy movie will not translate to the Legends of live action because it's also so far off. This movie ain't coming out till next year. I believe Zelda's not till 2027. So
I think it's next fall.
Yeah, so there's no goodwill for that. No goodwill connection. Also, it'd be like Dre said, if it was animated, yeah, great. But this is not. It's not going to look it. It's not going to feel it. And if you're building your shared universe, which they have every right to do because they own all this stuff, Nintendo owns all this shit. They have every right to do it. You should have gone animated. You should have woven it in there without a tease in the Mario movie because Hyrule doesn't need to be featured in a Mario movie. But later on, sure, and there is precedent even before Smash Bros. Good old and Dre's gonna feel old in this. Good old Captain N the Game Master.
Ooh,
they've done a shared Nintendo universe before.
Sure.
Granted, those adaptations of those characters were all horrendous and horrible.
All of them.
That Simon Belmont was terrible. He was very gay. Even though he was hetero, he was like flamboyantly gay. But Mother Brain was terrible. The Mega Man, I mega this, I mega that, mega. The Kid Icarus was terrible.
That was all of them have been bad. Yeah. But what Illumination is doing is brilliant. Yeah, and the crew that were doing Zelda should just follow in suit because this is building into something massive.
I mean,
this is going to be huge. Like we know a Smash Bros. Movie is coming. Like they're laying down the ground.
Now you do. According to everybody who's seen this, now everything that you guys were theorizing about that with the last one, it's pretty much apparent a Smash Bros.
Well, yeah, they're introducing non-Mario characters now with Fox.
Yeah.
So
and he references his world. You mind a small spoiler, Dre? Just do you mind?
Go for it.
I've heard that he even talks smack about Slippy when they're doing that. He talks smack about Slippy. So he references his crew, his gang.
And this is arguably just as good of a setup for a cinematic universe as Marvel because they set up their central character. They set up Mario, who's obviously going to be the linchpin, just like what Iron Man ended up being. And then the second one's all about setting up the universe. Making this Mario Galaxy introduces the idea of multiple worlds to the audience. So the idea that Hyrule's just another planet, very easy pill to swallow now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Anything, the world of, and all of them, F-Zero, Samus, Metroid.
They have such a great catalog that just like with Marvel Comics, they could be making movies forever.
The Nintendo exclusive IP, which they are the only ones who really make their exclusivity work with their fan base, it now will pay off in this new round of the of entertainment, because while people for the most part are getting tired of cinematic universes, that's because those who are currently doing them have lost the ability to tell a coherent story with 100%. Cohesive narratives. and that's why. But as we just pointed out, for $110 million to crank out an animated movie like this, where you're in profit
half
on your
of that
first
is just
weekend,
the cast.
yeah.
You don't need to hire an A-list cast for every single character in these animated movies.
Yeah, I mean,
this movie costs nothing essentially.
Yeah,
and they're already backstroking in gold coins.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, and that's what I'm saying. You see good examples of how to make an animated film or whatever type of film, and then everyone looks at this and say that's the outlier. No, you morons, do what they're doing.
This is the blueprint. This is the poster child. The gold standard. You give your original fans what they want. They are happy. There are a few outliers who are being miserable assholes about this movie, and you don't listen to them. And what you do is then you see it for yourself. And if you like it and disagree with them, then you point and laugh and mock them mercilessly for being an idiot, because that's the internet. Either way, I am happy that the Mario movie is doing well. Like Jed, I have no tangential connection to it at this point. My interest is just that I'm not interested. At some point, I'm sure I'll see it in some way, shape, or form. But I simply have no drug to it because I'm not a Nintendo guy. The first Mario movie, while fun, I enjoyed it the one time I watched it, but there were so many references to a lot of games that I never played. Because remember, old man, last Mario game I played, Super Mario World, SNES. That's the last one I played. I didn't have an N64, and every time I've had another Nintendo system, I never bought a Mario game because I'm not into Mario anymore. I'm just not. It's not the type of, I don't do platformers or whatever, how you want to describe a Mario game these days, a mainline Mario game. So I am not the target audience, and I can accept that. But I'm sure when I see it, I'll say what I said about the first movie. It's fun. It makes me feel like I'm watching Mario, and I enjoy seeing these things. And it's nice, and it's just a good time. And it's successful, and the kids love it. The kids love it. And because I did ask a question to somebody this week. I said, how were the kids reacting? Oh, they loved it, and they want to go see it again. Just like I said when I went and saw it my one time, when I sat there for the credits, just curious to be a stinger, as they were leaving, the kids were saying to parents, I want to see this again. Minute they just finished watching it, they would sit there and watch it again right away. That's why I feel like this one has even more goodwill, and it will hit that 1.5 somewhere around there, somewhere in that ballpark. It'll hit that, and they make all that money, and they've just essentially made enough profit for the next 3 movies.
100%. They're making
3
money.
movies.
100%. Like by the end of, probably by next week, they'll be in the at least 550 to 600 range.
Oh, it'll
That's
double.
great.
It'll be over
For
$500
sure.
million next week.
Yeah,
Easy. Easy.
They've made their money.
What's the competition? What's coming out?
Supergirl's the next thing I could think of.
Yeah, we
And that's
don't deal with that
obviously
till
not gonna
June.
do good.
Yeah, that's not gonna do good.
All right. Well,
and we know the children don't want to see that either. So the kids are gonna go back. I want to go see Mario again.
we don't want to see it, but we have to because we've been given a trailer. We want to talk Supergirl. Let's go to Supergirl. Let's go to this disaster. So we got a trailer. Here's the thing. They said it was coming, and then James Gunn dropped it a day early again. He does that shit. Have you noticed? Oh, we're manifesting. Oh, here it is, everybody. So we got it. We're not
He
actually
wants it on his social media to boost his public footprint. It's all about his fucking ego.
It always is.
He's diagnosable.
Yeah, so we're not going to actually watch it because Warner Brothers is asshole. They will hit us. Now, I'm kind of hoping once Paramount Skydance is done, they won't bother with this because Paramount Skydance doesn't hit me whenever I do a trailer for their stuff. So I'm hoping that once this is done, we can actually cover Warner Brothers trailers without getting hit. It'd be nice. But we will get hit. So we're just going to look at the frames. So have we all seen this?
Before we start, can I ask a question of you two who are familiar with the character Supergirl?
Okay.
Tangentially. Dre knows more than I do. So
right. Has she ever been considered a quirky character?
No.
I would never describe her as quirky.
No.
I would say no.
Either
the plot that we're going to see in this film, the John Wick ripoff, I could see working for a quirky-like character, like a Deadpool movie where there's no stakes. It's just a missing dog and he goes on a murder rampage. I think that could work. Just a character like that where something ridiculous can be made sound.
Absolutely.
And Supergirl's never seemed like a character that could do that.
No, she's not that type of character. To make her quirky, you're making somebody that's not Supergirl. You're doing somebody that's wearing a Supergirl skin. That's about it. But you just made up some garbage. I like, it's not even the fact of she's a passionate person. She's a caring individual. She's naive at times. Like there's like, or especially early in her superhero career, there is a childlike innocence about her. Like those are the qualities I would use to describe her. And then when she gets older, she becomes of course more confident, much more confident, and she becomes a hero that wears her heart on her sleeve. I wouldn't consider her at any point of any publication that I've ever laid my eyes on to be quirky. I would say no. I'm going to say no.
So it's the morality of Superman without the years of integration.
Yeah,
is
essentially.
what it sounds like. The innocence that you're describing, she didn't grow up here.
This is
until she was a
jaded.
teenager.
This is jaded, depressed Supergirl, because clearly now we start this trailer in her space trailer that she flies around in, apparently.
Space Winnebago. What is this? Space
and
balls?
we're hearing a message from Clark. Be positive. You need to come back to Earth so you can integrate. Now, I just want to take this. Looks like Cornswallet ain't on that little
the juice.
He ain't on his workout routine because he looks real skinny.
And
they couldn't use a CGI body double or just anything to bulk him up a little bit.
And my comment was this. Say what you will about Snyderverse and that, and none of us are Snyder bros here. Cavill looks like that year round.
Yep.
Cavill is a gym rat. He maintains his excellent physical condition. He looks like Superman year round. That's why we said when it came to casting, Cavill was a physically perfect Superman. He looked like Superman. This to me looks like Cornswallet got off the routine. We'll just say the routine, and lost all the muscle mass he put on for that movie, which didn't even look like he had it in the movie in the first place with the way that suit worked. But he doesn't look good. And what's with the hair? Everything about this is wrong. And this feels like reshoot right here. That's what this feels like.
Not only reshoot, I think they got that boy out of bed and said, "Hey, we need you to film this real quick."
They just text him. He's like, "Hey, set up your iPhone on a countertop and record yourself."
Yeah, it feels wrong. So we're getting this message. You got to feel good, and it cuts to her playing with Crypto out in space, and it says, "Here's the problem, Clark. I can't integrate because these aren't my people."
Clark is your people, though.
And now we get the first of many disheveled Millie Alcock.
Ugh.
And we'll talk about Millie Alcock more in detail later. But first of all, I'm already disconnected from this at this point. Why am I rooting for this character? She's depressed. She's melancholy. She doesn't care about anything but herself. All she does care about is the memories of finding baby Crypto in the last days of Krypton, because he's all that matters. As long as he has to find Andre right here, it's pretty clear right now. This is the moment Kandor is pulled off.
Kandor gets snatched up.
Yeah. So we're going to reference that. Go ahead, Jed. You were saying something?
Well, I want to point out something here. As much as the four of us didn't really like the Superman movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't our cup of tea. We thought there was a lot of issues with it. But the people who did like it, one of the most consistent things they said about it is it's a positive film. It feels more positive than the Snyderverse.
Sure.
And that, I think, is an apt comparison. Even though the quality didn't really improve, the tone did shift.
Absolutely.
And this film feels like it's going back to the Snyder era of nihilism. There's so much nihilism in this film. And as Project Hail Mary proves, the audiences are sick of nihilism. So seeing something that has the veneer of positivity like Superman did appealed to a ton of people. And it doesn't feel like James Gunn and his people recognize that. They're not learning the lessons from their own material. Because that's the consistent thing I heard from the people who like Superman. It's positive. I like to be happy.
Punk rock is cool.
Exactly. But if they just kept that tone, I think this would have done a lot better. I'm sick of nihilism, just like a lot of these other people. There's too much of it. Just like you said, Adam, why should I be invested in her? She's depressed, snarky, and bitchy.
Yeah, and
I've seen a million of those these days. Give us something hopeful.
We see her father sends her away, this and that, and she says, as long as I got you, buddy, talking to Crypto, you're all I need, because she's a drunk. And then we get the whole thing. They're traveling around, and they land on this particular planet they're going to be on. First of all, that's disgusting. Don't do that. Dogs, they may be your pals, but their mouths are some of the most germ-infested things in the world. I don't care if she's Kryptonian and has an immune system that kills everything. That's disgusting. And that's not even a real fucking dog.
It is a Kryptonian dog.
Yeah, I guess. But it's not even a real dog. Remember, this is a CGI dog. There's probably a dude there with a head on, and she's spoon-feeding a simp right there is what she's doing.
That's exactly what she's doing.
Guarantee it. Anyway, and then they land on this random planet, and she gets attacked by some dudes. Now, it must be a world with some level of lack of UV radiation, because here comes so-and-so of the flowers, whatever his name is, and they shoot the dog with poison.
She has a fucking locket. I missed this shot when I watched the trailer.
Yeah, she looks a locket. He's got, so Dre, Crypto's been poisoned. It is 3 days to live. There's already so many things wrong with that. He's Kryptonian.
First of all, is she on a yellow? Does this planet have a yellow sun?
Yes, I guess so, because we see her having powers.
Yeah,
she's going to be kicking ass later in this trailer.
That means
on the same planet.
Crypto is also invulnerable. So I'm a little confused.
Yeah, but like Jed said a moment ago, they essentially took the impetus of John Wick. You just hurt my dog. They didn't kill the dog, but now he's dying. So, Dre, we're in a movie now where the whole movie is about saving the fucking dog and finding her heroism by saving the dog and protecting the girl. And Dre, what are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing, because John Wick, it makes sense because of what the dog represents.
Yeah, the last
dog
to his wife
represents the final gift that his dying wife gave to him so he can have something to love. And then morons came and took that love from him. And so therefore he had to become the Baba Yaga once again and murder everyone.
Yes.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is happening here?
Dog gets poisoned. I must
Why?
save my dog.
Who cares?
Because she was sitting in front of her Space Winnebago drinking, and these dudes came along and roughed her up. I don't know.
She was too drunk under a yellow sun to fight back.
I
You
guess
shouldn't
so.
be drunk under a yellow sun.
I know.
That's not how that works.
At least the Superman movie had the throwaway line of a red sun.
Yeah. So then we meet the chick from the comic who, in the comic, I believe, the shit comic that Dre's ladies worked hard money for, and he didn't like the result. She is now going to explain, you got the dog and she's got a sword and you do that. And now we're on a revenge trip. And now she's going to be kicking ass and this isn't working out for you guys. And then very, very James Gunn moment, even though he didn't direct this, Craig Gillespie directed it. This is a total James Gunn moment. Watching bodies fly by this girl, she's just sitting there cowering in a corner.
It's a movie made to appeal to James Gunn. Of course, this guy's like, hey, I understand James Gunn's style. I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm going to make the movie that he would want to make. So yeah, even if James isn't the director.
But he's there.
It's intentionally an imitation.
Fingerprints are all over this movie. Mm-hmm. All over this movie. All over this trailer, because we don't know, because we're not playing it. They're playing more modern day music during this trailer.
Why would Supergirl have any association to modern day music? This version of it, at least.
Yeah. And then, of course, they were calling for it. There's your Lobo. There's your Momoa.
I told you he's going to be in this joint for about 45 seconds flat. For 45 seconds.
For no reason whatsoever.
He's in the initial bar fight, and it looks like he's in the final battle as well. But here he is just joking around.
He's going to be an anti-hero, or like team up with her.
He's not here. He's not here for any reason. He's not hunting a bounty, going with her. He just is here, it looks like. And, of course, she makes fun of him at one point. Like you're the joke. I'm not the joke. You're the joke. And then she's gonna be shooting shit CGI.
So she is under a yellow sun. I'm done. I don't. What is this?
Yeah.
I wonder how much of this film has been damaged by the reshoots and the test screenings we know about. Was it always about the dog?
I don't know. We don't know. There's Lobo on his motorcycle with his chain kicking ass. We can't really see it. She's gonna be in her super suit here, fighting off guys, kicking out. I mean,
think the suit looks fine.
Oh my
at least
god!
Compared to
that's not a good
Superman's.
Wow.
There's a lot of bad
That's
screenshots.
not
In
Yeah,
this.
and everybody's saying you don't understand. It's just the angle. It's like no. Let's be
No.
This
honest.
feels like the fisheye lens thing with Cornswallow in the Superman trailers. James Gunn saying, "We didn't use anything; it was just natural." And then it was in the everything that came out after and said he was.
This is third act right here. This is third act climax.
For sure.
All across. She's found her heroism again because she's that's the whole thing. And right here's why I think she's beating her, because look, that looks like kryptonite poisoning right there.
Yeah.
So that might be what Crypto has as well as kryptonite poisoning. Like they were trying to get her. Crypto jumped in the way.
The girl says it's a specific poison, so I don't think.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
then,
She says
then
it's still poison.
nonsense. I was trying to help. I was trying to
No,
help.
I think
Jed, how dare you use rationale? Have you no shame?
And then and at one point in this, she just blasts a dude with her heat vision right out in the space. She murders. She can protect the girl here. So this is the heroism point. And then she is making fun of Lobo. Oh, I thought you were a joke. No, you're the joke. This and that. And then June 26th.
God, please.
So I mean, this trailer, in my opinion, is a disaster. It doesn't make you care for Kara Zor-El. It doesn't make you interested in this story. And all I hear is annoying modern day music. And the bottom line is, it's all about the dog.
Who cares? I don't get it. Who cares?
Yeah. Who does care?
Who cares this much about this fake CGI crypto dog? Who's kicking down the theaters to be like, oh my god, crypto's in it? Man, no one.
It's James Gunn who's doing that because it's his dog.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like just make if you're gonna make a Supergirl movie, how about the first half is like
I know
her like her being on Krypton in his final days, and then her parents making a sacrifice for her to escape, and something that will make me like you. You know what I mean? I don't.
The whole first
why
part
give
of
me
this
this knowledge?
be about her depression. It's going to be about her depression. That's what I think. And the dog's the only thing that keeps her from, I guess, Minecrafting herself.
But that doesn't make any sense because at the end of Superman, she left and came back to get her dog after she was out getting plastered somewhere. So that doesn't make any sense.
She's gonna go
Continuity,
get
Dre.
plastered again.
Went out, got plastered again, or got in the space Winnebago and took a road trip because Earth is terrible, apparently.
So she
even though remember, Dre, even though remember in Peacemaker season 2, the re-edit, the change from season 1, it had him and her there instead of him, Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They re-edited her in there. So she has been doing the job or she hasn't. Make up your mind.
She hasn't, because these people don't know what they're doing, because James Gunn is a psychopath of the highest order.
Yeah.
It's either she's saving people or she's not. I'm going to say that she's not because it's consistent with the 2025 Superman film. She just pissed off to go to some planet that had a red sun so she get hammered drunk.
Yeah.
She didn't need her support animal then. So I'm very confused.
And she was wearing her super suit.
Yes.
Not her, not the super suit, which she doesn't want to wear apparently, but apparently she was wearing it because James Gunn wanted to show off her in the super suit at the end of the movie.
I'm through with these people, man. I'm gonna go see Mario that day. He'll still be in theaters. I'm gonna go see Mario that day.
I don't have that luxury.
Man. That's
I don't
ridiculous.
have that luxury. I have to.
That's ridiculous. We're not even trying, bro. Not even trying. You gonna put Lobo in this? You drag the main man into this? What is this foolishness? Because
Jason Momoa, people like Jason Momoa, and Jason Momoa has been pitching this for a while, and it's to make sure you make him happy, and also to somehow
get women in the seats.
That too, but it's also somehow to try and pretend you have the comic book street cred that you don't.
Oh, they have no street cred. So Jason Momoa has to get naked, or this movie is the complete no.
He won't. He'll
they
be
waste their time. Dragon Lady's not going to go see that. She's not going to go see it if Jason Momoa's not taking his shirt off.
No, I have no interest in this because I don't like Superman or anything related to Superman aside from the dog.
Well, all right, so you could just stop talking now.
Wait, hold on. No, Dragon Lady's the target audience. No, but she's the target demographic because we got some girl boss nonsense, and we have the chance of Jason Momoa getting naked. Those chances are right in front of her, and Dragon Lady says no.
But we know Jason Momoa's not going to naked because what we've seen, he's in his Lobo outfit, and he's not going to get that torn apart.
But that's what the women want. Like, if you're going to get women in seats, Jason
well, that's
Momoa
why
get butt naked.
That's why Aquaman made nearly $1 billion
because he got naked. Yeah. That's it. The women. That's the only superhero movie, Joe, that women showed up for was Aquaman twice.
Was it Wonder Woman or Black Widow or Elektra?
No, that was men. It was men that showed up for Wonder Woman.
I showed up for that twice. But this is insane. If you're going to get women in these seats, because they're the target demo. And remember, this is a Supergirl movie that's about her discovering that she's great the whole time. This is literally a film that's targeting women. Yeah. I am not the target demo. Jed's not. And Adam, you're not either. No. Dragon Lady is the target demo. And she has no interest in showing up for this garbage.
All right. But Dre, you don't understand. We've been talking about this fact now that, as you say, it's a movie that they're trying to entice women into to show that girl power this, girl power that.
Mm-hmm.
But according to Millie Alcock, when she was making this movie, Millie Alcock, on what she learned from Game of Thrones about potential fan backlash to Supergirl.
Oh, come on.
It definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in that space, that being the nerd space, is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I can't really stop them. I can only be myself.
What
year does that even mean?
What year is it? Is it 1927? What is she talking about?
No, it's 2026, where you have to basically pre-call out people that are going to disagree with you by putting words in their mouth and creating a scenario where you are the victim. Jed, you asked what this means. This is essentially saying, if you don't like my movie, it's because you're a chauvinist, sexist, and you only want me for my body, which I don't, because I find her actually pretty mid.
Including the women? What about the women?
Ownership over the body mean, though?
I don't know. Well, Jed, these are trigger phrases in order to dog whistle certain people, because she made this comment on Monday, Tuesday. This comment surfaced Monday, Tuesday, as you can see right there, March 31st, from an interview with Vanity Fair. What do you think happened? She manifested her own backlash, as I'm putting it. Millie Alcock said, everybody's going to hate me in this movie because I'm a woman who is fighting for her feminist ideas. And one day later, it happened. Shut the fuck up. Supergirl star Millie Alcock just proved her point about fan backlash. Alcock is getting ironic backlash for pointing out that young women in franchise projects get backlash. Rachel Zegler, Sydney Sweeney, Jenna Ortega, Melissa Barra, and Bella Ramsey can probably wait a minute.
That's not how that works.
First of all, Sydney Sweeney got backlash from you, dumb motherfuckers, for being big titty out there and appealing to her audience and not being controversial. You all hated her for that, but now you're going to lump her in with every one of these, and I'm going to throw all of them in here from Zegler to all these ones for being politically charged ideologues during their marketing campaigns.
Bella Ramsey's non-binary, though, so the Hollywood
Shut up! That is an ugly little woman with the face of a mongoloid, okay? That's what she is.
She does look like a changeling. She does.
She is a woman that will just never be touched by a man, so she's claiming non-binaryism. Fair. Back to this though. This is, am I wrong when I say this is a self-created backlash? Nobody was going to go in on her about being a woman in the nerd space in these genre movies. Am I right? Was anybody going to say that?
You're beyond correct because she started it.
Yes,
no one came after you at
She
all.
manifested this incident herself because, let's be honest, I just said it. I do not find Millie Alcock attractive.
Not at all.
I do not find her attractive, but because of House of the Dragon and God knows what else, she has an army of simps out there. Even in our sphere, she has an army of simps who will literally bend over backwards and white knight for her for that infinitesimal chance that she will touch their penis one day.
Mm.
So people like her for that, but that is not enough to sorry, I phrased that wrong. That goes against your argument. She is beloved by her simps. It has nothing to do with her rejection as Supergirl. She's being rejected as Supergirl because James Gunn doesn't understand the character and gives marching orders to people who don't understand the character, barring from source material, Tom King, who don't understand the character. So she manifested this all on her own.
And it goes back to the adage that people think is true, that all press is good press. So I think this was a social media stunt to drum up people talking about the film. And you're absolutely right.
You think this is their marketing strategy? Just make everybody angry.
Yeah, because that's what they saw happen with Superman. Is a lot of people got angry, so they're hoping to recreate that and make it actually work for them. It's a terrible idea, but I think this was an intentional move. They've seen other people try. It doesn't work, but they're still going to try. Hollywood's very determined to follow the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. They're very good at sticking to that party line because we've seen this fail so many times. But when there's women in these roles, in these films that are, or TV shows that are otherwise dog shit, they never really get substantial backlash until they start saying shit. Like, I think a good example is Elizabeth Olsen. She's been in a lot of bad Marvel products the last few years with WandaVision and Doctor Strange Mom. If she'd opened her mouth, she would have gotten a Brie Larson treatment. But because she was still a professional, she still did her job, she was still nice to the fans, everyone's like, yeah, she tried, she did a good job, but, you know, the film was still bad. This personal backlash that they twist into sexism only comes when these actresses say shit. Like Sydney Sweeney, from the people, like you mentioned, her backlash wasn't about this, but from the people that they assumed the sexism backlash for, it's never come for Sydney Sweeney. It's never been directed at her.
No.
But Bella Ramsey, Rachel Zegler, and Jenna Ortega to a small degree, nowhere near like the other two.
No, she's
they
the
started
lower
to get backlash
tier.
when they started saying shit, when they started attacking fans and going off the rails.
And getting on their ideological soapboxes about political issues that have nothing
getting
to do
on their
with them.
soapboxes. It's a response to their own actions. It is a consequence to their own actions when they do their job correctly, when they realize, hey, part of my job is marketing. It doesn't come after them. And Brie Larson, I think, is actually an excellent example of recouping that. Because the Captain Marvel days, she was one of the most hated actresses in Hollywood. No one could fucking stand her. But with the way that she's been handling things the last few years, I don't know of many people who mind that she's in the Mario movie.
I've heard that the VA work is good. I've heard the VA work is good. And, you know, well, Brie Larson learned the lesson.
She did.
She learned the lesson.
I had to give her credit for. She's
once she
smarter than
learned the
most of
lesson
them.
that Corpo is not going to have your back. Because remember the whole Disney, I don't know. Bye, Dragon League. Brie Larson learned the lesson. I don't know. They want me. I don't know. She realized, wait a minute. If I don't serve their purposes, then they're not going to have my back. So she shut up. She probably hired a brand new PR team who said, listen, you got to rehab. Collaborate with things that you like. Limited interviews. Stop with the yoga on the YouTube channel because you run that one dry. Nobody cared anymore. and just smile and nod. And here we are. Whatever Brie Larson hate was out there, kind of faded. And now, don't say stupid shit. Don't get invited to an event where you're going to say stupid shit. Don't do it. Just say, I like the movie. I like Nintendo. All that stuff. And you're going to be fine. And look where she is. She's fine. Millie Alcock. This is the second. Remember, this is not the first time in the past month. Remember her comments about, from a month or so ago about sexuality and shit like that, or girls. She has said some shit recently about basically, I believe it's okay for for young girls to be sexy. It was something weird like that. I don't remember anymore because it just popped in my head. We're talking about this. Whoever her handlers are not doing a good job, because during this thing, I read, there's more in this article, another one I read. She talks more about the fact that she had a freak out after House of the Dragon. She thought, oh, I'm not going to get work anymore. It's over for me. It kind of should have been, because you didn't do anything. You were 22. You've got nothing else to your name. And all you have is an army of simps. You're not that great an actress. And for what I'm seeing in this trailer, you're still not that great an actress. Because what has she done? We've looked at her filmography. She's done nothing. She's
artificially inflated, because I think she was one of the better parts of House of the Dragon in season 1.
Yeah,
after,
but
of course,
limited.
Matt Smith and Patty. But
limited.
Only really the first half of that season.
Yeah, and she didn't have the meat of that story. I mean, what's her name, who took over, got the more meaty character stuff to do later on.
I do think Millie is infinitely better in that role than her replacement.
Yes, that other.
But yeah, she didn't get a chance to show off what skills she may or may not have.
Yeah, and I don't think she's going to get to show them off in this movie, because this movie is not a platform for talented acting. It's just not. But she's going to sit down. But here's the thing. Back to this thing. So she's already been talking out of her mouth, and as we said, it manifests. So what do you think the response from the stands are? We got to make sure we protect Millie, because I know the incels are going to be insufferable when the Supergirl press officially starts. Why does she need to be protected?
Why is it always incels? That word has come to mean nothing anymore.
Yeah.
So it applies to men with children now.
Yeah, and yeah, it's ridiculous. They're still using this vocabulary to try and say, but they have their marching orders. We must now go after that. They couldn't find anything to say, so they're attacking her looks. These looks, by the way, these are not great screenshots, by the way.
No,
they're not. They're not.
She doesn't look 25. She's younger than I am.
Listen. Don't tell me this girl ain't partying hard.
This is not an attractive woman.
No,
am I stupid?
No, you're not. I do not simp for Millie Alcock. I do not find her hot. She got some titties, sure, but I'm not into her. I'm not into her at all. I don't get it.
She can look all right when she's pampered up. I don't know if these action sequences are definitely not doing her any service, but there have been moments where I'm like, all right, that's cute, but
I mean,
I'm not simping.
No, but I'm saying, like, I've seen beautiful actresses in action sequences, and they still look beautiful.
Oh yeah,
this is not an attractive white woman. I don't know what's going on. Did I miss something?
I don't know.
Is this an overcorrection because Sydney Sweeney absorbed the entire planet with her master titty meat? Is this what's happening?
Adam has a theory about that with House of the Dragon season 1.
All right,
and it might be true.
But here's my thing, and just to separate from this part of the show,
be very careful with the wording.
Very careful with the wording. Very careful. She was in her 20s when she made House of the Dragon. Let's be clear.
Okay.
She is an of age adult young woman.
Yes.
But she was playing a 15, 16-year-old in that.
The younger she played was 13.
Younger. Oh, well, she played a teenager, a youngish teenager.
It was over the course of several years.
But my point is, it's a window. It still fits the window I'm talking about.
Sure.
It is my theory, and it's not for all Millie Alcock simps. I'm not saying this is just for a segment of them. All right. I'm not going to label all men or women who are attracted to her this. She was playing a young girl in very sexualized situations.
Okay.
I think a certain section of people got on board with her because of that, and that is the image they maintain with her.
I can see that
because there is a
are some
scene.
people that are sick out here
There,
that would
there,
use that.
there is
I
a
agree.
scene. She has a couple of sex scenes in it, but there's a scene where her and Matt Smith are in an alleyway, and he just pulls those pants down and is about to go to town, but then pulls himself back because he resists, not because
he's her uncle.
Yes, at the time he was resisting that. Yes, this is Game of Thrones. There's incest all over the place.
Of course.
The point is, though, so that's a theory of mine that there are a certain segment of her fan base that are invested because of her underagedness in House of the Dragon. It's just a theory.
And she looks young, so a lot of people saw that as a culturally or an acceptable avenue for those degenerate impulses.
Yeah.
And they're on the bandwagon now, so her looking old is sin in these ones. It's too late for them.
Yeah, listen, someday the wall's going to hit this girl. Anyway, so here we go with a black lesbian she-her white knighting. The Mary Sue. Where did the Mary Sue come from? They wrote a whole article going after the larger channels in our sphere for criticizing this. Millie Alcock is right. All the men angrily posting about her are proving her point. Because she generated the discussion herself. 9 times out of 10, she has a simp army that is there for her. This is all of her own creation. All of it. Moonlight Warrior. We love this piece of shit. They don't want complex female characters. They just want to see talking sex doll.
There are complex female characters in genre. Shut the fuck up.
Well, this guy makes a living of lying to himself 24/7 on X and pretending that everything is great with DC Studios, James Gunn's DCU. So right away, I mean, but what we're seeing the pattern here. They're just saying all we care about because we're all misogynist sex fiends. That's all we care about.
They're the ones sexualizing her, though.
Thank you. I replied to one person in this whole thing. They're calling about all these men, all they care about this. And I said, excuse me. The Millie Alcock Sims are porning her up way more than the rest of us are. It has nothing to do with that. I'm not talking about her looks when I'm complaining about this movie. I'm talking about the fact that this movie looks dog shit from James Gunn stuff. And finally, this insane person as well. This is the one I replied to. Only misogynists and porn brains are angry at Millie's casting as Supergirl. She looks amazing, and I know she's going to do a fantastic job. Like I said, the porn brains are her simps. Her simps are the porn brains, and they love every aspect of her. So what we have proven here is she said this, and this entire past 5-6 days of controversy were generated by her statement. It was never going to come up, women's bodies, this and that. It was never going to be a point of contention. The point of contention, people like me and people like Dre, were going to be, this sucks. It's not a good comic representation of Supergirl or representation of comic Supergirl.
Way more people complained about Corn Sweat's lack of muscles, his body, than I've heard anyone mention negative things about her body. They talk about her personality, the things she said, but it's the same thing with all the men have to work so hard to stay in shape, like Hugh Jackman for 20 years, like Henry Cavill. That's way more of a fixation on bodies. That's why I don't understand this comment. What are you talking about? The ownership of women's bodies. The bodies have really never come into the equation with any of them. Even with the pinnacle of the female Backlash She-Hulk. How many people were talking about her body?
It's because she was fed some stupid feminist talking point, and her brain, however her brain works, this is what came out when she was talking to Vanity Fair. But I think we've pretty much shown, and I think we can prove over and over again, she manifested this entire thing. This entire backlash, this entire discussion was manifested because Millie Alcock said, men are going to be angry at me because I'm a woman in their geek zone. And when people replied, yeah, sure, because your character is shit, then suddenly, oh, it's because you're all angry nerds. Look, she was right. She was right because she told you to be angry. Essentially, that's
That's
it.
not how that works.
Yeah.
That's like saying, man, I hate it when people punch me in the face. And then somebody punches me in the face. And I'm like, see, this is why I'm upset, because people punch me in the face.
Yeah.
You literally put yourself out there to be a target. No one was thinking about you. No one's thinking about this film. Nobody was thinking about this broad.
Yeah.
But you wanted, I don't know, maybe a PR person, whoever told her, said, hey, say some nonsense so we can start talking about this film, because it looks like we're going to flop. So in order for us to get anything going, say something egregious. Or you could have said something kind and dignified and decent. Like, man, I'm so thankful to have this role. I really hope the fans enjoy it. I really hope I do this character justice. Guess what? That's going to win people over. People that are on the fence, that is. Let me be clear. People that are on the fence, that might win them over. I'm like, hey, you know what? If she's really talking this type of good stuff, let me go ahead and give the old college try. But no, you choose violence. Violence doesn't move the cash-o-meter. Like, that's not how that works, man. Whoever her PR person is, first of all, fire them. And secondly, have we not learned over the last 10 years?
No.
Has anyone learned anything? Every single woman-led joint is led by niggas gonna hate me. No, that's not how it works, man. At all. That's not how it works. Be dignified, decent, and appreciative, and we will come and spend our money. This is not changed. I've gone broke for 10 straight years doing this. We're gonna stick it to the chuds. The chuds have money.
Yeah. And I think you are both correct. There has been no movement in terms of enthusiasm for this movie outside of morons we've just shown you. The same morons over and over again.
Money.
On X that don't have money.
The average person isn't talking about this trailer. They're talking about Brand New Day.
No, I mean, let's look at. I already killed the window, but nobody cared about this trailer. It came and it went, and you know why nobody cared about it? Because also you couldn't react to it because Warner Brothers doesn't let you react to anything. You can't react to what Brand New Day either because Sony doesn't like it either. But it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man has more of a footprint than Supergirl. One of the top 3 heroes always: Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. Point is, you two, I think, are absolutely correct. There was no conversation about this movie. I think they sent her out there with talking points, and she created this, manifested this, summoned this controversy because they know that these talking heads here, these fucking moronic accounts all over social media, especially like these two, the Mary Sue, who are always around, they knew they would latch onto this because they knew that in general, her statement would generate a response saying, well, what are you talking about? Or some people, yeah, you know what? You're not hot enough. So like, whatever. They knew it would generate a response. And here we are, controversy generated discussion. But Jed, you said it perfectly. This adage must be disproven over and over again. Not all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
It just isn't. This movie has no positivity connected to it because idiots like this, they don't count. They circle jerk each other and finger up their ass all the time, and it's just each other. And even then, I don't want to be invited to that party.
No,
it never equates to box office. No matter how much they talk, no matter what Parrot Analytics says.
Yeah,
not a good.
Yeah,
not enough to make money.
This movie is on a track to failure. Its budget is lower than Superman's, but its ceiling is also much lower. It needs that 450 to 500 to break even, and I still say its ceiling is 350. That's its ceiling. Around that, it will. If it makes profit, it'll be enough to buy some Twizzlers and a cup of hot chocolate. That's it, and not in that order. Nearly Alcock, and I think it's only going to get worse in the next 2 months. If this is what she says, and they haven't even started the full interviews or marketing campaign yet, it's only going to get worse. Somebody else is going to say something stupid in this.
Well, they already know it's bad. The reports of the repeated test screenings going so poorly means that they know they have a dud on their hands. What else can they do?
Well, they can hope that the simp army somehow goes and sees this 5 million times, which they won't, because it did. Superman didn't make enough, and if Superman didn't make enough, this will not make enough. Supergirl's doomed, and we'll be here for it.
Is it so hard to just be kind? Am I stupid?
It seems to be. I mean,
just be kind.
Adam and I talked about it last night. Even the people who aren't interested in Project Hail Mary are intrigued by Ryan Gosling's interviews. He's doing a great job talking about the future, it's not moviegoers' jobs to keep studios and theaters alive. It's the job of the filmmakers to make films worth going to see. That's just like you were saying, Dre. Say something positive. It creates so much goodwill. It's not difficult. It should be easy just to say something nice, like you said, Dre. Like, I'm excited to play the role. I hope we did a good enough job and you all love it. That's such a simple thing to say. Yet she went to all this work to make up this shit about women's bodies. It's way harder to do this shit than just doing the correct thing.
And the correct thing would be positive reinforcement to the audience.
And like what you said, what Ryan Gosling is doing is, in my personal opinion, is why Project Hail is contributing a lot to Project Hail Mary's continuous success, and why the drop off is being so low, because he is breathing goodwill into this by being open, honest, and genuine about the circumstance and about how films are supposed to be viewed and how the industry as a whole is supposed to be viewed, and just breathing goodwill into this is why it's continuing to have success. We have dumb broads that are ugly like this. They're saying ridiculous nonsense about someone's trying to look at her body. No one wants to look at you except your simps that I don't know how you've acquired these simps, because you're not hot. So I don't understand. Maybe the standard has dropped below my understanding over the years. I like hot women. I like 9s and 10s. This girl's a 4 at best. This is not an attractive woman. I don't get it. She's no sex symbol. I don't know. Who cares? And he's like, oh, they want to look at my body. No one wants to look at your body that actually has any self-respect for themselves. Okay? Jesus H. Christ, on the holiest of his resurrection day. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. But this individual here, I don't get it. I don't get it. Just be kind.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot had nothing but nice things to say about being Wonder Woman, and she could barely speak English.
Yeah, and she was attacked because she had different ideological belief.
Yes, and she happened to be from the wrong country.
Yeah, she had the incorrect birthplace, not even the wrong ideology. She was just born in the wrong country.
It's ridiculous. And everybody's like, she needs to go. You're crazy. And she's beautiful. That's my Israel side piece, okay? She's beautiful. Man, get the freak out of here, man. Are we protecting ugly women? Is that what this is?
Well, they've been pushing that kind of line of thinking for years now. We know this.
I mean, that's why Zendaya is still popular.
Yes, another ugly half breed. I don't understand. Is that a thing that we just like? Hey, let's find these 4s and 3s and the ones that look like dogs and be like, hey, we're gonna do everything in our power to push them to the top of the mountain. But the actual legitimately beautiful women, we're going to try to tear them down as best we can. Is that the thing? Because this woman is not attractive.
It's the next stage of the thing. It was in video games, and now here we are in movies and TV. And you're going to like it.
It's exactly that. It's a continuation of I have to see myself on screen. And if they elevate these mid women to be beautiful sex symbols and everything like that, they can feel like they themselves are these more average women. If they see themselves on screen, they feel better about themselves.
But this is the thing, and this is the thing: the people that believe this don't know women. Women don't like mid women. Women don't like
worse than we are, and they're worse than we are.
Yes. Women love beautiful women. So I am very confused.
They will be meaner than we are. They just don't. They're not. We just get blamed for it. Because we're misogynists.
It's the most unreal thing. Like, whoever's writing this, I want to see myself. Look, you ugly cow, blue-haired land whale. No one wants to see you on screen. You don't even want to see you on screen because you're not even paying money to see you on screen. What is happening? Is everyone taking stupid pills? This mid broad is stirring up controversy because they think people are going to look at her body. No one cares about your ugly body. I care about the character that you're playing. And based on the preponderance of the evidence, I don't know who failed. Maybe it's your acting. Maybe it's the writers. Maybe it's the entire creative crew. But you have failed.
Mhm.
That's it. It's got nothing to do with your little boy body at all.
That's the whole thing that comes around. It's never about what they never actually go to what we are actually pissed about. We're pissed about desecration of lore, desecration of characters. It's always, oh, you just don't like this is because of woman. Or you don't like it because they're black. You don't like it because they're gay. It's always something like that. It's never about what we're actually pissed off at, because we're pissed off at the shitty interpretations that you are forcing on our thrones for your own, as you well put it, your own self-gratification, because you either created it to make you're either Tom King and you fucked up the story for your own purposes, and then you're Craig Gillespie and everyone involved in this to create this movie to make yourself feel better, or you are some simp who thinks for some reason because she was drunk on stage and high on stage at the Emmys that somehow that made her cool and hot, or you saw her in House of the Dragon,
Rebel Crowd.
Yeah,
perks.
all those things. Somehow her actions during her House of the Dragon tenure made her super attractive to you, and it hit your simp button, and you haven't been able to unlock it. You're locked in on simp mode, and you see that shit, and oh, she's perfect, she's great, even though everyone keeps saying she's perfect, she's perfect, she's great for this role. I once again remind you, her filmography is virtually empty. She's been working. She worked since she was 16, but did nothing of note until House of the Dragon. And since then, did nothing of note till this movie. And she is not worthy of the elevation she has received, because it's not like she's super hot, as we've laid out, and it's not like it's not like she makes up for it with Shakespearean acting ability, because she hasn't proven she has that. She was okay with her limited time. Her couple of episodes or 4 episodes on House of the Dragon season 1, her 2-second cameo in House of the Dragon season 2, where she didn't really say anything. She just stood there. There is nothing about Millie Alcock that says superstar, worthy of the simpery and protection that she's getting. But she's gotten it for reasons we don't fully understand. Unless it's the agenda. She's the next in line to get a push, because the simps are on both sides of the aisle. Her simps exist all over the place. It's not just one side. It's all of them.
Oh, symptom is universal.
Yeah. For some reason, she has a simp army that crosses ideological lines. So maybe somebody said, "Hey, we can push this," and she gets the shoulder tap and she gets pushed forward. Problem is, as her first outing for a project that she's supposed to be in front of, this is going to be a disaster. She will lose money for Warner Brothers, and it'll still be Warner Brothers Discovery. This is not going to be a part of whatever Paramount Skydance has in store for DC Studios. This is not their fault. Just like when they inherited just Paramount Skydance, they inherited the disaster of Starfleet Academy. They didn't make that. They inherited that. That had been in production a whole year before the merger began. So this is the next great disaster of somebody who has not earned it, but everybody's pretending that they belong in the front of the line. And listen, she's not going to go anywhere. She's going to get another chance within DC Studios, because this is her job right now. She has nothing else. This is her job. Be Supergirl. And James Gunn will ride this train for another year and a half, because his contract is not up until the end of 2027. And there's a chance to stoop her into Man of Tomorrow as well. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they drop her in there too. Not at all. Not just a cameo, but as you're part of the third act. Yay. Ugh. Supergirl's a disaster. And anybody who's angry at us about our questioning Millie Alcock, go cry some more. I don't care. Neither do the boys. Neither do the boys. These two men are married. I may be alone, but I am not a simp. I don't need Millie Alcock's approval. I don't need fantasies of her touching my penis. So I can move on with my life and be okay with never, ever
got Selma
thinking
Hayek
about
for that.
Ooh,
yes, I would.
Selma Hayek.
I would much rather dream of Selma Hayek touching.
See, this is what I'm talking about. She's hot, undisputedly so.
Remains so.
Mid 50s,
mid 50s, still all there. Her titties are bigger than ever.
Come on,
it's
man.
great.
You're gonna tell me. You're gonna tell me what's beautiful. I know beautiful when I see it. That broad ain't it.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, you put on you create a tier list. You get the real lookers for the past 30 years. I'm sorry, Millie, don't cut that.
She's not cutting any of this mustard.
No,
at all.
Current year ones.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen is high.
Liz Olsen.
Liz Olsen, yeah.
Yeah. We played that game. Kat Dennings. Yes.
Way hotter than Sydney Sweeney.
100%.
Sydney Sweeney's got tits but no face.
Yeah. I mean, her face is okay, but she's got
but it's not Salma Hayek like this.
No.
Selma Hayek is
yeah, she's like God tier. She's up there in the upper echelons. These young girls can't touch her. Look, what is my son is
nowadays we have Zendaya.
See, all these ugly broads. Where are the beautiful women? Where are the beautiful women? Did I
You
miss
have
something?
to be something truly special to get a mononym. Zendaya is not special enough to be worthy of a mononym.
It's familiar. She had ties to the industry. All right, we got it. We're going in circles here. I'm going to cut the cord and get out of here because I keep trying to end the segment because we got one.
I know. I'm sorry,
and I don't want Dre's pizza to get cold this week.
I do want my pizza.
Yeah, I don't want your pizza to get cold this week. We got one more topic that we can't punt again because I do want to talk about this. So last week, past few weeks, there's been a lot of news floating around Epic Games. They fired some people. And there's even a controversy in the firing. We've recently learned that they even fired somebody who's dying from cancer. They get no coverage anymore.
I didn't know
crazy
that.
shit.
Yeah,
that just
crazy.
Because they released an apology about this. But Epic Games have been firing people from Fortnite. Okay, let's just read this quickly to get everybody up to speed. Fortnite staff who survived yesterday's mass cull of workers say they are unable to comprehend the impact on the game's future this year and beyond. Yesterday, Epic Games announced it was making 1,000 team members redundant. In a statement, Epic boss Tim Sweeney blamed the job losses on the company, spending significantly more than we're making amid a downturn in interest in Fortnite, despite it remaining one of the most popular games in the world. Listen, Fortnite is still a thing. I've never been my thing. I have nothing to say about Fortnite because I've never played it. Therefore, my commentary just doesn't look like something I would enjoy. I am not into the competition aspect of running around, hopping, whether you're in build mode, no build mode, shooting people. Not my game. Not my game. I get no thrill from that. So I am not the target audience. But as a gamer, I've never understood the appeal, especially a game that is free, that's all about a cash shop for cosmetics. Because let's be honest, that's where they make their games. People who, we all know people who have spent thousands of dollars over the years on Fortnite skins they will never use because So go ahead.
Cosmetics that aren't about Fortnite itself. All of Fortnite's money is because they partner with more successful people.
Yeah. It's
none of their original cosmetics.
Working with IPs. Perfect example. In the last week, even original cosmetics tied to their stuff, they were pushing a Dwayne The Rock Johnson cosmetic that nobody wanted. Nobody wanted. It didn't sell. They worked it so hard. Point is, it's about the cosmetics. We'll get back to that in a second. In the hours that followed, numerous veteran Epic Games employees took to social media to confirm they were among those impacted. This includes senior and longstanding members such as design director Christopher Pope, principal engineer Evan Kinney, and lead writer Nick Blaunka, that's a name, all of whom had worked for Fortnite's gameplay, live events, and story for years. So that's what happened, and this is about a week and a half ago. That was big news because by all visual presentation, Fortnite's doing fine. People still playing it. Events still happening. They're still getting people to come in and participate in the live events, stuff like that, concerts, shit like that. It's all happening. But apparently, according to their CEO, Fortnite is losing money. Fortnite layoffs were inevitable. One analyst says it's just one of many problems. Days later, the scale of the layoffs are still sinking in. Alongside, of course, back to this one. I'm sorry, we skipped ahead there. Those who are left don't know if they can now do the developer job because it's a constant thing. The service must be maintained constantly. You have to make sure
they have to keep doing updates to make money. That's the problem with this type of game because even if the player count remained the same, if you're not putting out cosmetics that people want to spend more money on, or if the players just realize, hey, I have 1,000 skins that I never touch, I'm good. I have enough. Even if the players maintain in numbers, you're not getting any new revenue in.
Exactly, because there's
That's
no
why
subscription.
games like this would need a subscription. Yeah.
Put a pin in that. We're going to come back to that. I'm going to pin that. So they don't have to keep it going. And now there might be more wrong with it. Days later, the scale of the layoffs are still sinking in. Alongside the many veteran developers now looking for work via social media, those who remain have said they simply don't know how Fortnite will look later this year and beyond, with almost a quarter of the company staff, including several key figures, no longer present. But while there's no mistaking the truly stunning scope of Epic Games' decision, analysts have said that some form of cost reduction, like the layoffs, was inevitable. Announcing the news this week, Epic Games boss Tim Sweeney blamed rising development costs and a downturn in player interest through 2025. So, Jed, there was a downturn apparently. The base is not stable. The base is shrinking. Despite the fact that during 2025, I know that the events that went off were well received. The Simpsons, the Marvel one, was the Star Wars one this year or was that 2024? I don't remember.
I think that was the year before. I haven't played in a while. There was a period where I played Fortnite a lot over about a 2-year period, and that was mainly because of Geeks and Gamers. But since they took Greek mythology, took down its pants, and took turns going to town on the taint of Greek mythology, I haven't touched that shit again. So I don't know the order of events after that.
But the seasons were well received because I remember everybody was happy about them.
Yeah,
but now
mostly positive.
Yeah, mostly positive. But that apparently didn't matter because according to them, in 2025, the base is shrinking, and as you pointed out, the model cannot support that. But we'll get to the model in a second. Whatever we want to talk about with this.
Well, with the model, just real quick, I think this is a Netflix situation. This is one of the first games to become successful in this style, and it got so big so fast because it was new, fresh, and exciting. But once that model became a standard practice, and a lot of people were trying to replicate it, people realized that it's not a great model. And Fortnite and Netflix have both been coasting off of that initial success to the degree that they've outlived a lot of their competitors. But the same thing that killed their competitors is slowly eating away at the pot that's kept them afloat.
Because there's a problem with the model. But we're going to that in a second. I want to get all the information away, and then we'll discuss the question I'm going to ask concerning the model. But speaking to IGN, analysts say there's a broader picture here of a company now paying the price for its late fee, and as you just said, Jed, costly bets that it continue upend the video game industry. So there it is, Jed. And there's the Rock model that they were pushing real hard that nobody wanted. Since late 2017, Epic has largely relied on the success of Fortnite to expand its business and heavily invest in product development. So much the same as we always say with Disney and its parks, Fortnite was the thing funding the rest of the company. Dre, that's how a good company works with their strong IPs, right?
100%. Yes.
While the foundation of the potential future growth has been laid through its platform and storefront strategy, a drop in engagement for Fortnite in 2025 has meant an immediate need to cut costs once again following layoffs in 2023. This brings its workforce down to closer to its size in 2020 at the start of the pandemic. Epic Games has not given a specific figure for its headcount following layoffs, though a spokesman for the company says it's over 4,000 staff still remain. And then it's just going to give the history of the firings and that. But it's painting a picture that there's a problem here. There's a problem here. So much so, what happens when a company is in danger? Bigger fish come around sniffing. Mergers, acquisitions. Well, as I teased earlier, the mouse ears.
Oh,
A mouse-eared shark is
Oh.
circling.
You don't
Disney
have any money.
And there's another problem. Where's Disney going to get this money from? They don't have the money for this, but they're already in partnership. Remember, they created that silly partnership with Fortnite last year about make your own in-game this and that, but no violence in these things. That retarded shit. But Disney is circling the water, and they may about to be trying to buy Epic Games. And here's the thing: does Disney own its own video game company yet? I don't think so.
They have what was that? Disney
EA?
Interactive.
They have some in-house stuff they do, but nothing, no actual big-time development.
No AAA studios. They don't own any AAA studios.
Yeah.
No.
So this is the Bob Iger school of profit. This is what he's done his entire time.
Well, he's not there anymore. He's gone.
Well, right, but I mean, like they're still following his playbook.
Yeah.
Buy everything and hope something sticks. So this is just video game time. Hey, video games are successful. Let's buy a bunch of that. Hopefully that'll keep us afloat.
And here's the thing, as I just said, because they already have that business connection, they think it's probably an easy thing to sweep out because they follow $1.5 billion investment in Epic Games. So they gave them $1.5 billion for that silly thing that nobody played around with. Did anybody play around with that? Because we've heard, remember the rumors a year ago that Disney wanted to do their own Fortnite type game platform. They wanted that. And we said, why would anybody play that when they could play Fortnite? Well, guess what? Disney may just buy Fortnite and
make it that.
And then just say, oh, now we're going to just stuff all our Disney shit into your Fortnite map. And
then the competing IPs probably won't be allowed to be in there as much.
Well, some of those IPs Disney already own. I mean, Disney already owns Simpsons, because that's Fox Studios.
Well, I mean, like the DC stuff, there will be competitors.
They'll have to pull
new
that. I mean, that they would lose new skins for anything connected to Warner Brothers and any other IPs, but they could still do Star Wars. They could still do more.
They still have a lot
Marvel.
to work with. And Epic Games has a history of removing things from your library that you've purchased if something happens with the licensing. The best example of that is the Deadpool 3 dance intro with the NSYNC. They had that dance in Fortnite, but then the rights to that dance came into question and they removed it. I don't think people got refunds, but I'm not sure. So if Disney does take over, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those licensing deals are let to expire and you're just robbed of dozens.
And we
of
know how
skins that
Disney
you previously
how
owned.
Disney is about refunds. They don't give them. Disney does not give you your money back. They don't.
That is correct.
So what we have here is something that was said, because Jed, you mentioned you did a lot of Fortnite stuff, Geeks and Gamers, and there was always a phrase during those Geeks and Gamers Fortnite streams back in the day. I haven't watched them in a long time, but because they haven't done them until again recently. I think they're doing recently again. Point is though, Fortnite always seems to get it right, and people keep coming. People always come back to Fortnite, no matter how much they do. It's that nice 7 that's always there for you instead of the 9 or the 10 you're chasing after with a pretty game. It's a reliable 7. 6-7 is always going to give you what you want. You got the nice skins, the events work, everybody's happy. But
it's the comfort food.
It's safe bet. You're always going to find something there. But I don't think that's the case now. I think Fortnite looks to be in serious trouble. And like we just pointed out, you said you have to maintain the base. Oh, well, here they just admitted the base is dropping in 2025. And now I pulled the pin out. And Jed, you led us down this road, so let's go there. And my question is, are we proving once and for all that these free-to-play games, not just for Fortnite, but anything that's free-to-play that requires a cash shop for cosmetics, and not even pay to win. We're not even talking about that kind of stuff. It's purely cosmetics. This model looks like to finally be falling apart and is proven to not be sustainable. That's what it's looking like. I think that is the bottom line of this. And Jed, you said it well. It's the Netflix model. They got there first. They made the money. They co-signed it for a long time. And the only reason they continue to do it is because they were there first. Fortnite will continue because they were there first. But it's only going to get worse if the player base keeps dropping. And people
it's going to be a shadow of itself. There's not going to be new cosmetics as much. There's going to be fewer events. And it can coast on the gameplay with the diehards for a while and keep itself alive. But it'll relegate itself into a niche. Because, yes, this model doesn't work. I don't know, Adam and Dre, if you know the history of how Fortnite started. But Fortnite in its current form, the famous form, was an accident. They did not set out to make a popular free-to-play battle royale. What they were making is I think a single-player building
Story
game.
mode.
Story mode. That was the goal. And then it was a small studio at the time or whatever. They didn't have a ton of money, and they were hoping to help fund the rest of the production process. So they released their battle royale side aspect of the game. This is like Call of Duty Zombies. The battle royale was just a nice little add-on, more of a DLC to the original plan than anything. So they released it early, hoping to get a little bit more money, and it exploded. And they practically abandoned the original plan. They kind of finished it, I guess, but they never put the effort and care into it. And they never charged a real game price for it. And so the original plan, it was an accident. It was a complete and total accident. And now they have nothing to fall back on. If they had really spent that money into finishing that first player stuff and made a great single player game, they could transition their success into that at this point. But no one cares about the Fortnite cosmetics. No,
that would be a tough sell. Yeah. And the only problem with like what you're saying is spot on. The only issue with that is the investment that was made into Fortnite over the last, I guess, about a decade now.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, about a decade now was into the battle royale. They literally set the tone for battle royale in general. Everyone was trying to become Fortnite. Everybody, even old franchise trying to come back from the grave and all that stuff. Now, the reason they called that lightning in a bottle, yes, and what you said is absolutely 100% correct. Sheer, undisputed, God-given accident. 110%. Now, the issue now is that the dwindling player base, now dwindling might be a strong term, but in comparatively speaking,
I have a theory on that when you're done.
From what they were, is, and when it comes to the money aspect, is, I think, Adam, you might have hit the nail on the head earlier on about, I don't need to keep buying these skins. I already have all these skins I don't even use. These event things don't cost money. They don't cost money. So now my operating cost is continuing the same, and I'm not bringing in any type of revenue, any stretch, but I'm not bringing in the revenue in order to maintain the status quo as it used to be.
And I want to add something that we just said. I have an additional layer to my theory on the populated player base. What is one of the funniest memes concerning Fortnite for the past decade? The 12-year-old sweaties. The 12-year-old sweaties buying this stuff on their mom and dad's cards. Mom and dad paying for all this stuff. If it's been 10 years, them 12-year-old sweaties are now 22-year-old, 23-year-old sweaties, 25-year-old sweaties even. And wait a minute, mom and dad ain't paying for this shit anymore.
Sure ain't.
Now, they're still sweaties. They're still in there way too much, way too hardcore. But suddenly, them new skins cost money of their very, very small paychecks. So they're not spending the money because, as Jed just said, oh, maybe I do have enough. Maybe I got enough now. Maybe we have enough of these skins. Maybe it's there. Maybe I'm okay now. I can still be a sweaty with the skins I have. I still get the experience. I don't need this rock skin because nobody wants to be the rock anyway.
And is it appealing to a new generation?
No.
Because at this point, it needs to get a new generation in.
Yeah. The kids have grown up. And the people who are playing it as adults are still adults playing it. And they've probably spent all the money they want to spend on it. So the between the model and the player base is shifted. Because, Jed, I think that's a really good point. Is there a new batch of 12-year-olds begging mom and dad to spend money on Fortnite? I don't think so. They're playing Marvel Rivals, dude.
Yes, they are.
They are.
They're playing Marvel
trends
Rivals.
Move way quicker with children than they do with adults. So to us, Fortnite doesn't seem like it's that old. Like, yes, it's getting close to a decade, but it still feels a little bit fresh, a little bit new. Like, it's not a nostalgic franchise for anyone yet. But with kids, they think that people 4 years older than them are like, ew, gross, you're old. So I could see it being associated with an older generation to them. They're like, oh, you play Fortnite? What are you, like 30? And that being a problem.
And to your points about the model, how many times do we see them try to add other play modes that don't stick? Remember the Lego RPG MMO play mode?
Oh, they thought that was going to work.
They thought we're going to get them Lego gamers in here. That thing lasted for a week, and then they were done.
The
They
only
do
successful modes that they've added like that are no build, because most people don't like the fucking building. Those are only the sweatings who like the building.
Yeah.
And I think the OG, when they
the OG
OGs,
map. Yeah, and also I believe they do like the quick in and out one where it's really short. You die and resurrect if that's still going. I don't know. They like the variations of the battle mode, the battle royale, the variations, especially the callbacks, the OG seasons release. But the other things they keep attaching on, they keep failing, and that's money invested, gone.
Yeah, that's money
invested, gone. So I think Fortnite's in trouble. I don't think it's going to die anytime soon. Let's not misconstrue what we're saying here. None of us are saying Fortnite is dead, but it is significantly shrinking. It's losing.
It's going the way of Marvel and Star Wars. They're just not juggernauts anymore.
It's lost its overall, let's just say, power projection. It's not going down anymore. It's reconsolidating, but it can't expand anymore. I think it's reached its ceiling.
Oh, absolutely. And what a great ceiling it's had.
Yeah.
It ruled the world for a good long while for a game that's about nothing. So they did a great job, and they have a lot of things to be proud of. But unfortunately, costs are going up. And quite frankly, Fortnite was your only cash cow. And now it just doesn't make enough money anymore. Not saying it doesn't make any money.
No,
but it's not making enough money to cover the rest.
You made
of
the perfect
failure.
point. You made the perfect point a minute ago. You made this much money to keep everything going, and you're keeping everything going, but the customers are only bringing in this much money now.
That's it.
And nothing lasts forever. It's been a hell of a run, like you're saying, Dre. It's really absolutely a very successful game. A 10-year run for any video game is respectable. That's really impressive. But everything has to.
And battle royales, they've
had their time in the sun.
Yeah,
and you have to, miss things. There has to be that. So if it kind of goes away for a little bit and then has a big comeback in 5-10 years, it'll start making money again.
Fortnite 2.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but then here's the problem, Jed. You do that. All who play Fortnite, where's all our skins?
The skins.
That's the biggest problem. If you ever try to put Fortnite to sleep, the people who have literally spent thousands of dollars over a decade on this game, that investment is gone. Are they going to go back? Because they're going to be pissed if those servers ever shut down.
That's the stop killing games argument.
Yeah, if they ever shut down, I guarantee, and we know people who will be angry. It's like, shit, I spent $1,000 this game, and what's my return at this point? I don't get to keep this stuff I spent money on. This is mine. Why can't I keep it? Why can't I keep it? Fortnite. We'll see what happens. Again, we're not saying it's dead. We're just saying that it seems we're at the end of the road, and it will now constrict. It will shrink. They'll probably fire more people in the next year or two. They will.
Well,
their cash cow that they got initially it's run out. Their initial big boom is running out. Now they have to compete like everybody else, and it's tough competition in the battle royale space.
And Big Daddy Disney buying you ain't gonna save anything because they will. And now just to conclude this, then to come back to this point, if Disney buys them, that hastens its demise because Disney will not know how to manage this. They will not know how to manage it. They will throw money at it because that's Disney's solution to everything. Throw money at it, hope it works out.
Have they successfully managed anything they bought?
No. They can't even manage what they inherited with their parks.
Yeah,
can't even do that.
Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Hulu.
Yeah,
they're all dying.
So Disney buying Fortnite, if it happens, or at least begins the process, this will not save it. It will only make it worse because Disney is not a good custodian of anything. So if you love Fortnite, keep enjoying it. I hope you have fun.
Yeah.
But there is a time limit. There's an expiration date. We can't put a pin on where it's going to be, but there is an expiration date on this game due to the format of its structure, of its game model, and if somebody like Disney buys, I guarantee if Disney buys this, that will make people stop playing it. There will people who say, "Oh, I don't participate in Disney-owned products." I don't. That'll be a backlash, and that's not huge, but it'll be there. It'll be there. It'll be there. And with that, we're done. We're done. In time for Dre's pizza to still be hot.
Pizza.
I'm making. I got ziti. I'm gonna throw in the oven, so I'm good. Still, I nailed it. I did something different last night. I've been monkeying with my recipe because one week it tastes great, and one week it doesn't. Where's the taste that I love so much? So this week, what I did is because it's a process. You got to put it all together. I had the cheese in one bowl, mixed it all together. I add to that a special olive oil garlic mixture that I put together for that. But then what I did is, instead of putting the noodles in right away and putting all the seasoning on the cheese, all the salt, the pepper, and all that's in there, I took the noodles, took my ziti noodles, put them in a separate bowl, put a little bit of olive oil on them so they didn't stick together, and then I seasoned the noodles directly, and I massaged the seasoning into the noodles.
Yeah,
with one hand. I could do it with one hand. And
the
then
other one was busy.
Well, the other one had to cup and hold.
I bet it was. I bet it was.
I had to hold that bowl in place. It's a big bowl. It fills the entire hand. Anyway,
stop doing the hand gestures.
So then I seasoned the noodles that way, and then I mixed it in with the cheese. I've never done that before because I'm trying to, and it was good. Oh, it landed last night. It landed. I got some of that flavor. I mean, I'm talking about. I'm throwing a lot of salt, pepper, sugar. I'm throwing all kinds of stuff in this. I'm putting it in there. There's a magic to it. Trust me. It's a magic. Trust me. It's good. It's good. It may seem like I'm over seasoning, but when you mix in the other stuff, it sponges it and it lessens it. But it's all in there and it's delicious. It's delicious. Trust me. It's delicious. But see, I make it to order every night. I make the big bowl. Instead of making one big pan of ziti, I make a big bowl, and then I scoop it out and I put it in my loaf pan, and I just stick it in my beautiful loaf pan that I got for Christmas, which all just comes right out, nothing sticks. I don't even have to grease the pan. It's glorious. I bake it. In 30 minutes, it's done. It's delicious. It's delicious. Cheesy goodness. I'm going to go have some of that as soon as I take out the garbage. Glorious. Jed, are you hungry now?
Is that my outro transition?
That's your outro.
That's what you get.
That's what you get for saying you don't like my hand gestures. What you got this week?
Well, I'm going to go play Crimson Desert on my own because that's the night. I'm ready for a nice chill night of Crimson Desert. But everyone can find me on YouTube at The Endless Frontiers tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. The Rider Flight podcast returns. I'm going to have so much to talk about with Artemis's launch, Project Hail Mary killing it. And luckily, it lined up so perfectly. The Artemis 2's flyby of the moon is coinciding with my show. So I get a little bit of that extra bump with that, react to that live, hopefully. It's the first time human eyes will be getting that close to the moon in over 50 years. So I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. And then later on that night, probably going to play some SWTOR to catch up with Adam where he's at in his version of the story. Then just Crimson Desert whenever I possibly can over the next week. I don't think I'm going to, but I want to be able to finish it by the time something like Lego Batman comes out. I know that's still 2 months away, but
Jed, I'm at 85 in-game days, 86, 87 in-game days. Mm-hmm. I'm at currently, before I marked it with my 100 hours, I'm currently 116 hours, and I'm still in Hernand. I still got shit to do in Hernand.
Yeah, I'm 60 hours in, still in Hernand.
You're behind me in a lot of stuff in terms of that, so you're just,
I don't know if I'll get it done in time, but I'm going to do my best. And then, of course, this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, Saturday Night Drive-In returns, but Adam will talk more about that.
No, I won't. I haven't picked the movie yet. I thought about it all night. I couldn't think of something. I need another day. Tomorrow, I promise. Tomorrow. Dre looking at me like I'm crazy.
You are crazy. I've known that for years now. Shout out to the chat. You all have been awesome today. I don't think I have anything coming up this week on the channels. But check me out on X Twitter at @TheBrute00. And of course, check out my website, bbcomics.io. All the comic work, voice work, and all the great stuff that I got going on. And do those great YouTube things like, comment, subscribe, and share the vids.
Okay, as for me, I don't think I have enough time to eat dinner and relax and get in a Crimson Desert stream before Wormhole watch at 9:30. So I just don't think there's enough time because I can't do much in just an hour and a half of Crimson Desert. Can't do anything. I need more time. So I don't know if I'm gonna get the live stream to that. Maybe if I'm feeling really, really bad at midnight when we're done with Wormhole Watch. Maybe I'll fire up a stream. And
Well, you were messaging me about Crimson Desert at 4
well,
a.m.
no, that's because I was watching Dermy play while I was fucking around. I was hunting for stag beetles so I could make an alchemy recipe. All right, that's what I was doing, because they only come out at night apparently. And I was trying to. I didn't realize that there is a nocturnal phase for some critters out there. So because everything else has been out during the day, but apparently stag beetles only come out at night. And I made the dark blue dye and I used it and it didn't show up. I think I need to find another dye maker to unlock it as in the list of the dye. You wouldn't know what I'm talking about. You're not there yet. Anyway. And then my last thing I did is I was standing in front of the stupid bell puzzle thinking, is that it? And I just started to shoot that off. That was the last thing I did. I shot you that DM and then I went to bed finally. But
you're gonna hate when you find out how the puzzle was solved.
I figured out every other puzzle I've come across that I struggled with. This is the only one that's remaining that I've come across at this point.
Oh, you got the Gunji board one?
Which one is
or
that?
whatever you called it, the black and white stones.
Oh, the go board. Oh yeah, I got that one. I got it because I was doing a quest that actually gave me a hint. There was a quest I was doing that 7 there, and I realized, wait a minute. Is it? And then it was live on stream. I did it on stream, and it worked. What I was
pretty
doing.
easy, yeah.
I just like, okay, maybe if I try this, because that was the direction I needed. Or with that one with the go board, the black and white stones, I just needed an idea of a direction to go in. And once I had an idea, I went with it and it worked. So I got that one. I got the one days ago. Figured that one out days ago. Hell, Dermy figured out a puzzle last night that took me about 10 minutes more because I didn't read on the interaction point. You know where it says Pierce is that? I didn't realize that Pierce was a thing. So it took me a minute to realize, I could do one more thing while my weapon is stabbed into this. And then I figured out that puzzle. He got it right away because he was paying attention to what was being said there. But I haven't had a lot of problems with the puzzles. I have one puzzle I found, but I don't have the items to deal with it yet. So I keep forgetting that. I keep going back there. What's this one? I go down there. Oh yeah, this one. I have to leave now. Can't do this. I don't have items to work with. Anyway, so I don't know if I get Crimson Desert tonight. I might just do solo stuff as I continue to grind and build up my materials. Level up, explore little points. I just came across a castle that I had been in where there's nothing there, but it had a bunch of stone crabs with bismuth. I pulled down 50 bismuth ore by killing those bastards. And I got a relic quest done by killing 10 crabs. So win-win. Anyway, No Crimson Desert, Wormhole Watch. We're getting some really good double episode for Deep Space Nine. It's essentially the Obsidian Order and the Tal Shiar try to attack the founders, and all kind of shit goes down. It's the Garrick Odo stuff that's really, really good. Looking forward to some good DS9 tonight over the next couple weeks. As for tomorrow, I'm going to punish myself for your entertainment. At 3 a.m. this morning, the first 2 episodes of the next 5 weeks torture of Maul Shadowlord begins. So I'm going to review Maul Shadowlord starting tomorrow, which means no daily dive because I do not do daily dive on review days. So we'll do Maul Shadowlord tomorrow, and then I will play Crimson Desert all fucking night to cleanse my brain. I will have to. So Maul Shadowlord begins. That'll get us to May, and one day closer to the Day of Doom. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for watching us today. We hope you had a good time. We hope you're having a nice Easter. We'll see you guys on the next video or live stream. So until then, take it easy, everybody.